Good evening and welcome to the broadcast here on KM Activities. Your home for the Comets, and well, it's not the Comets now. It's Dodge County as the Wildcats are hosting Mounds Westonka Whitehawks, as this is the second game of the season for the Wildcats. For the Whitehawks, actually, their third game of the season already. I can't believe we're in winter season, for one. We've already had 2 interviews here on KM Activities. I'm Joel McCall. Alongside me is Steve Alvarado. He's going to be our play-by-play guy. And Steve, thanks for being here, because I think I'd be thumbing through a few of these broadcasts for hockey. And 2, this should be a great matchup because Mounds was actually a state qualifier a year ago. So they're coming off a season where they were highly ranked. I think they lost in the semifinals, quarterfinals. I don't remember exactly where, but I know they made state last year. So should be a good test tonight for Dodge County coming in 1-0.
Yeah, that's for sure. Mountain Westonka finished 3rd place in the state in their conference last year. They finished 2018-19 with a record of 20-0-5. They beat New Ulm, Hutchinson, and Mankato East before losing to Breck. And then they also beat Proctor Hermantown to take that 3rd place in the state. So the Wildcats have their hands full tonight with a team that looks like they're ready to skate, wearing some nice black and red colors. I'm a little partial to those because I'm a Blackhawks fan, so don't hold it against me.
Well, I certainly won't, because I'm not a huge follower of NHL. I will say, though, I've always said this, that hockey is the best sport you can see live. I've always believed that. I've gone to Omaha Lancer games before. I've actually never been to an NHL ball game before, but I've gone to some junior hockey games, and man, the atmosphere is always fun. This one should be great. Dodge County comes in 1-0. They won their first matchup against New Prague 5-2. Got, I think, 2 goals from one girl. That was Fangerlin. So 2 goals from a defensive spot. That's pretty solid right there. A good start for her.
Yeah, Mount Westonka, they've got 2 games under their belt. They're being led in scoring by number 14, Brittany Davis. She's got 1 goal and 2 assists on the year, but they've got 2 other girls that also have 3 points. Sydney Leonard's got 2 goals and an assist, and Kelly Nickham, number 29, she's got 3 goals to pace them on the goal scoring sheet. So a lot of girls on the ice tonight that can put the puck in the net, and like I said, it should be a great game.
Yeah, you mentioned Nickham. Kaylee Nickham had 3 goals, and she did that all in 1 game. So she had a hat trick for the Whitehawks. I'm spacing on which night that was. That she scored the hat trick on Woodbury Tuesday night. So, you got to watch out for her as well. For the Wildcats, coming out 1-0 on the season, 5-2 win over New Prague. And Coach Gunderson said it was a fantastic victory, especially when they got a shorthanded goal, too. I think that's really important, and that's something to highlight for Dodge County was, hey, they got a shorthanded goal. Those don't come often.
Yeah, I watched your interview with Coach Gunderson, and he mentioned that they were stressing really working on the special teams in the preseason and the preseason scrimmages that they had going on. And it seems to have paid off in the first game where Kayla Schubert scored a breakaway shorthanded goal in the 3rd period. And they had 2 penalties and did not give up a goal on either penalty. So that's a good start to the season. At the high school level, it's always key to take as few penalties as possible, and if you do take them, you have to be disciplined and stay in your positions and not start chasing the puck or the person out of the spot. And they seem to hold pretty well in that first game.
Yeah, for sure. And then one aspect that Coach Gunderson did mention, though, was injuries. This team, we've looked at the roster, you and I, for the Wildcats, and it's about double the size of the Whitehawks, yet Mounds might actually have more girls active tonight, because I know the Dodge County Wildcats tonight probably going to run with about 10 to 12 kids. That's it.
Yeah, Coach Gunderson mentioned in your interview that he's going to be a little shorthanded tonight. Got some players injured, some injured playing other sports, and some just injured in preseason, and
right.
Just getting their bodies used to a different style of activity can take its toll early in the season, but they'll get through it, and they'll just shorten the bench up tonight and go with whoever he decides is a hot hand. And they're young. They can handle it. They got lungs and legs, and they're not like us old guys that
True.
get up the ice once and then come off for another minute.
Yeah, I would be. And I told you, Steve, that for me, as a skater, well, it's not been fun for myself to get on the ice. I've been on the ice twice in my life, and I never fell only because I held the railing all the way around, or then I held my wife's hand all the way around. So that's the only time I've ever skated. And you're right, fresh legs is something very key tonight. And you're a hockey player. You've been on the ice. You know how difficult it can be to stay fresh. How does Coach Gunderson maintain that, especially when he's a little shorthanded with his roster?
Well, I think he's going to handle that by being a little bit smart with his usage, making his girls disciplined with taking shorter shifts. You can rotate them through faster, and then being very careful when he uses his players that he's not planning on using a lot tonight, putting them out there in safe situations, maybe an offensive zone draw, put them down there where they're not expected to have as many defensive responsibilities. And otherwise than that, it's just he's been coaching for 14 years. He knows how to run a good bench. He knows how to run a short bench. We called a few games in the playoffs where he's had some key players get injured, and he talks to his girls. He's really in tune with his assistant coaches and with the bench, and he knows when to pull back a little bit and when to just keep double shifting his superstars. So I think we'll see a little bit of that tonight, and probably in the second period when the teams have the long change, you'll probably see some shorter shifts and making sure you change at the right time.
Well, and one girl that we have to highlight, and again, I wasn't here a year ago when Dodge County ended up about 500 for the season, but I mean, Sky Hughes is back in net, and boy, when I look back at some of the numbers that she put up last year as the goalkeeper, she really did an excellent job, and an underclass girl that really came through last year, probably bigger things this year, especially with a nice defense in front of her.
Yeah, a few years ago, Dodge County they had a lot of really good players that have now moved on to Division I schools, and they were the ones pretty much dominating the ice. They would have 40, 45 shots on goal each night, and their goaltender only saw maybe 12, 13 shots a night. Last year and the last couple years, it's been kind of creeping up as to get a turnover in the girls, and Sky really put on a good show last year in her first year in the program, and she saw quite a bit of rubber thrown her way, and she held her own. And this year, Coach Gunderson said that she's becoming more of a leader in the locker room. She's more comfortable with the group, and she's starting to make herself heard with the players. And in the first game, she only faced, I think, 17 shots?
Yeah, 16, stopped 14. Had her for 14 saves.
Yeah, so, I mean, she's got the numbers aren't really that indicative. I didn't see the whole game, so, it could have been a really good shot or something. So an 875 save percentage on paper doesn't sound that great, but actually it's actually a good one for a high school level. Dodge County did have 33 shots on goal in that first game, so you can see they're starting to turn it around again and start putting more pucks on net than they're giving up.
Right, a lot more aggressiveness on that offensive side, 33 as opposed to 16. You've doubled up your opponent, hence the reason why 5-2 was their victory the other night. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. For Mounds Westonka, then they're 5-1 victory over New Ulm. They had a 4-1 win over Woodbury. 1-0 was the score in both after the first period. So I'd say that's another thing about Mounds is that can you come out and get maybe a quick score on them? They're not used to that certainly early on in this season since they've had the lead the first two games.
Yeah, Mound Westonka had 41 shots on goal in their last game and only gave up, 16. So it could be a reversal here, and each team is going to come up against a tougher opponent than they've seen yet this season, and it'll be a good test for both teams, I think.
Yeah, I'm really looking that I get to see some hockey. I know you're calling the action, which is great, and I'll get to sit back and just kind of do camera work and provide what little color commentary that I can on the broadcast for this evening with Steve taking over mainly everything else. And I want to say thank you to our fine sponsors. We have a new major sponsor for the winter season, as Bigelow Homes is going to be our major sponsor for all activities for the winter season. So they're helping us out with hockey. They're helping us out with basketball, wrestling, gymnastics, So I'm excited for everything that we've got going on. We're going to see the girls 5 times, and we're going to see the boys 5 times in hockey. We'll have a total of 10 broadcasts throughout the season. Well, I think, if I remember correctly, we're a little girls heavy early on, boys heavy later on. So I believe that was the schedule.
Yeah, the boys start a couple weeks later than the girls in Minnesota, so that's why there's a little bit of heavy girls in the beginning. And I'm excited. There's a couple games I won't be able to make, I think, but for the most part, I think it's going to be fun working with you, Joel. It's nice to get the call from Brock and get back out here. I know we didn't do any games last year, and it was kind of that was a little depressing. You know, I like being out here and calling the games. It's a lot of fun. Gets me out of the house.
You didn't call any games last year?
No, we didn't do any. We didn't have a chance to do any hockey, boys or girls, last year. So that was the first time in, I think, 5 or 6 years we haven't done any.
Yeah, this has been going about 5 years.
So it's good to be back, and it's good to bring the hockey to the masses again, and hopefully get some grandparents online so they can see, and some folks from the opposing schools. So hopefully they're listening in and enjoying, and maybe getting a chance to see. Although it looks like Mound Westonka's got their own broadcast crew over here, so I guess they don't need us.
Right, yeah. They're probably, if they are tuned in, they're like, oh, these are the guys with the homers for Dodge County. We don't want to hear them. But
I try to call it pretty even. I mean, it's a little easier for me because I don't have any kids in the program, you know, and so I'm not going to be, seeing my daughter or something out there. But
true. I do the same thing. I mean, obviously, with it being Cass and Manorville and now Dodge County for hockey, it is kind of a group effort, which is kind of unique too. I like the aspect of when I got to ask Coach Gunderson where are all these kids coming from. There's a lot of school districts that are making up this one team.
Yeah, and it's always nice to see the girls come together as a group. You know, they might be opposing players in a different sport, you know, track and field or softball or something like that. And after the games, those other games, you always see them come together and take group pictures. You know, oh, they're my hockey sisters, but on the softball field, they're my sworn enemy kind of a thing.
Right.
But it's nice to have them come together on the ice, and it really brings the communities together, and it's good to see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the first thing I noticed when I looked at the Dodge County roster was a Ferrickson, and I thought, well, she's got to be from Byron then. So, I mean, I'm like, that's got to be a rivalry right there in other sports. But then in this sport, you're just so excited. It's kind of like if you really dislike a player, say for Minnesota, if you're not a Minnesota Gopher fan, or if you are a Minnesota Gopher fan and you see a rival kid and they end up, say, in men's basketball, and then they end up being a T-Wolf. You know, it's like, well, I didn't like them in college. Now I kind of got to root for them. It's the same thing here. You got to root for them when they're on the hockey rink and they're playing for Dodge County. So, yeah, it's definitely unique, but I like the aspect of that the girls really get along, and so do the guys, because, you know, growing up in Iowa, I didn't have a chance to play hockey. Heck, I didn't have a chance to play soccer. We really didn't even have wrestling. So,
Iowa didn't have wrestling? Are you kidding me?
In our school, we would have to go up to Denison, and there were so many people in Denison that you just get lost in the shuffle of our small school. So it's just kind of like, well, we're not, you know, we had a couple of kids that went up and wrestled in Denison, but for the most part, our school just focused in on basketball and football when we weren't very good in football. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, it was just really the main sports. So this is what's really exciting to me, is that I get to see these kids out here and doing stuff that I literally could not do. I can't skate, so just even seeing them and the
they're
the
better
agility,
than me too. So.
Yeah, the agility that we're going to see, I think, is on point for tonight too. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let's thank Bigelow Homes for being our fine sponsor. We'll come right back here in about 30 seconds here on KM Activities, your home for the Comets.
And counting on Bigelow Homes to develop and construct new homes all around southeast Minnesota. Jeremy, Joel, and Tony, along with the rest of the crew, focus on you, making sure every detail is perfect by selecting the right floor plan and providing virtual tours. Bigelow Homes is waiting for your call to assist you in building the home you want. Call 507-529-1161 to discuss your options. More information is also available online at bigelowhomes.net. Bigelow Homes is a proud supporter of the Cass and Manorville Comets. Tradition.
Welcome back here on KM Activities. Then you're home for the Comets, and girls hockey is how we're going to get started for the winter season. Steve, you want to stand up? You'll get to in just a second here. We got definitely a packed area that we're sitting in tonight here for girls hockey. But
yeah, if you're in the rink or going to be making it down here, stop by and say hi to us.
For sure.
My mic got turned around.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to say flat part in front of you. I know that's the microphones can be awfully sensitive.
Check. There
you go. You're good. Now Dodge County coming in 1-0 at Mounds, Westonka. The Whitehawks 2-0. They're out of the Wright County Conference. Both teams in 2A. Going to be easy to spot both teams, I think, tonight. You got those nice white jerseys, blue lettering for Dodge County. And you mentioned now the Whitehawks looked a little like the Blackhawks, only they got the white lettering and the red jerseys. So I think it should be.
Yeah, high school uniforms are looking pretty nice to me. They always bring back a little nostalgia.
Did you play then as in high school?
No, my high school didn't have any. It's kind of like you. We were football and basketball. I played baseball. I played hockey since I was probably 15, but on lakes and rivers and ponds, there was a group of friends that just loved it.
Got it.
And I've been playing since then. So
we're going to go through the starting lineup. Did you get Coach Gunderson's starters? I didn't get a chance to talk with him.
He did not. He was on the phone when I went over to try and get those. So.
Callie Nelson's going to be the goalie. I was wondering about that for Mounds because they've had a few girls in net already this season. I'm so glad you brought an extra clipboard.
It's always so much easier.
I forgot mine tonight. Just trying to get ready for the winter season. We will continue to have interviews, by the way, throughout. I know next week we'll be probably talking boys hockey as well as girls basketball. All the coaches will get on at some point throughout the season. We're on the national anthem, and we'll get ready. All right, national anthem over with. And Steve, your time to shine, sir. I'll back off, and I'll be your cameraman for the rest of the evening.
Well, I'm glad I wore my glitter then.
Yeah, exactly.
Shining.
It's shining.
Now, as I mentioned before we went on the air, this is the first game I've ever done wearing glasses, as I am getting old now, so.
I got perfect contacts in. I'm good on that. I'll just have to remember the kids.
Well, they're bifocals. I mean, that's.
Oh, yeah, you're even more in trouble then, right?
Well, only if I move my eyes, I'll be all right. If I move my head, then I'm going to be out of luck, so. Well, here we go. We're just moments away from our first broadcast here of the hockey season on KM Activities YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us.
As Joel mentioned earlier, if you'd like to sponsor some of the winter sports or activities here, get a hold of the KM Activities at Castle Manorville High School and give Brock Trinan a call or an email, and we'll get you set up, and maybe you can sponsor a power play or something like that. I don't know.
True. Yeah, I do want to thank Bigelow Homes, as I said, they're the major sponsor, and then KM Schools, of course, helping us out throughout the winter season, as well as they'll be one of our fine sponsors, the KM School District.
So we got Hughes in net for the Wildcats, starting to our right. And to our left, we've got Callie Nelson for the Whitehawks. And the puck's dropped, and we are underway in the 2019-20 season for the Dodge County Wildcats. We got Tree taking it down into the corner. Knocked out of there by the Whitehawks, slung up to the boards of the half wall. Kept in momentarily by Courteau. It does just squeak across the blue line where Schubert will gather it up and send it right back in. We already have a first line change. There's Coach Schubert keeping his line short tonight. Whitehawks coming right down. I think that was number 29, Holman. Action right down in front of us. Holman digging into the boards there with number 33 for the Whitehawks, or for the Wildcats. That's Detterman. Detterman sends it down deep. D-to-D pass for the Whitehawks, number 21. Wendorf tries to get it out, gets it over to Holman. She'll pass it up the boards. They cross red line, and there's a headman pass looking for number 20, Sydney Leonard. That trickles in on goal. Sky Hughes is going to fall on it, and we got our first stoppage of the game. Both teams looking like they're feeling each other out right now.
I was surprised by such a quick line change.
Yeah, he's going to keep that bench short, keep their legs fresh for this track meet could be turned into
True.
tonight.
True.
It's Kayla Schubert. She brings it up on the right-hand side, tries to dangle between her legs, gets knocked away from her. There's a shot on goal. That puck found itself right out in front. Whitehawks gather it up. McKenna Frierksen had a shot there that tried to stuff home. Whitehawks now with it in the back. Cornea has it behind her net. She'll backhand a pass up the left-hand side. That's picked off at center ice by Anna Braun. Braun on the left-hand side, down into the corner. Puck gets taken away from her by Cornea. Cornea can't get it out of the zone, though. Now on the half wall, that's the Whitehawks. They send it all the way down right now. We got a delayed icing call. Not going to be long enough to get icing, though. Anderson gathers it up for the Wildcats. She sends it down. This one will be good down for an icing as that pass misses everyone. And we'll get a face-off in the Wildcat zone. Somebody lost a stick on the ice. I don't know if it's broken or not.
I don't know. I didn't see it was broken.
Face-off will be to the right of Sky Hughes in the Wildcat zone. Number 17, Brooke Piaski. She's a tall girl out there. Wins that face-off back to the point for a shot on net that doesn't get through. And that's kicked out. This one's going to go all the way down, but this one won't be icing as the Whitehawks gather it up. That puck is tipped out of the zone. And we got Caitlin Courteau back to get it behind her own net. Courteau passes up the wall, misses her partner there, and it goes all the way to the Whitehawks. Whitehawks carried in. It's number 17, Captain Brooke Piaski. She gets it stolen away. Fagerlund has it now. That puck is poke-checked at the blue line. Now the Whitehawks are away. I didn't get a number on that, but there was a shot on net. Sky Hughes gathers it in, drops it, keeps play alive. Smart play. Catch him in the line change. Now we've got Ahern. She sends it down deep. Puck comes over to Courteau. Courteau is Ahern. Ahern tries to take a shot, but it's blocked away by Peterson. Whitehawks out of their own zone now. That was a puck that almost got through to, I think that was Nickham. Now Nickham goes in the boards hard and collides with number 19 of the Anna Braun. Both players are okay as the puck is gathered up into the Whitehawk zone. There's a ponytail and way of the number there. I can't see that one again. Whitehawks have it now. They're getting pressured by Schubert. Malia Schubert keeps that puck into the Whitehawks zone momentarily. That Whitehawks try and get out again. That puck is almost picked off at the blue line by Tree. Now Malia Schubert with it again. Passes over to Fagerland. Fagerland fights through a couple of checks on the far boards. Gets it behind the net. Tree, he gathers it in now. And that puck is stolen away by Nickham. Nickham races up the right-hand side. Gains the Wildcat zone. Sends a shot on net. Blocker to side by Sky Hughes. Schubert now with it. This is Kayla Schubert. Got ahead of steam. Gets her pocket picked right at the blue line. Whitehawks are away. Leonard tries to break in. Nice defensive play by Courteau to steer her to the corner. Not give up a shot. There's a slap shot from the point. Doesn't get through. There's a shot wide of the net. And now Leonard gathers it up in the corner. Looks over her options. She gets the puck back. Looking to find what she's going to do with it. Now she's knocked down by Malia Schubert. That allows the Wildcats to get the puck out of the zone. Nice play by Schubert to gum up the works. Now the Wildcats get caught in a change. Whitehawks in alone as a shot gloved nicely by Hughes. That was number 15, Bella Peterson. Correct. Caught the Wildcats in a change and broke in all alone. Face off to Hughes left in the Wildcat zone. Face off controlled by the Whitehawks. There's a pass behind the net that's picked off by Anderson. Puck shot down behind the net. Hughes directs it back to her defenseman, Anderson. Anderson tries it again on the far side for Frierksen. Frierksen chips it out.
Oh, that's a great pass.
Almost got a breakaway there from Tree, but tried to kick it to her skates. Now the puck comes up the middle. There's a shot. Just wide. That was Faber with the shot. Coming in late on a change. Frierksen now gums up the works a little bit. Whitehawks trying to break out of their zone. They finally get it out with Sydney Leonard. She gains the red line and dumps it in and heads off on a change. Kayla Schubert now gathers up with a head of steam. Got her head up, looking over her options. Protects the puck, gains the red line. Makes one move, makes a second move. Backhand shot, just toe save by Nelson. It was a nice rush by Schubert.
End to end, too.
Emily Anderson now for the Wildcats. You got the Whitehawks breaking into the zone. There's a shot that's blocked aside by Hughes. That puck hits the referee, allows the Whitehawks to gain possession momentarily. Puck along the far half wall. That's Ahern with it there. Ahern sends it up the middle, not all the way out. Back into the far corner. Ahern gets a chance at it again. Turns, makes one move. Still hasn't gotten the puck out. The Whitehawks, now we're talking a hand pass. And that'll be a stoppage of play. The Dodge County catches a break as they were unable to get out of their own zone for a few minutes.
Yes, for sure. A long time for Mounds to be heading after the Wildcats, but I must say, Schubert, that was some brilliant ice work from her, getting all the way down and putting a shot near the net.
Face off to the right of Nelson. Won and controlled by the Whitehawks. Cornea into the corner. Stolen away by Frierksen. Frierksen battling two Whitehawks behind the net. Sends it along the far half wall. Kept in by Schubert. Now the Whitehawks break out with Coley. Backhand pass misses her intended target. Two players come together, and Dodge County collects the puck behind the net. Send into the near corner in the Wildcat zone. Now it goes back behind the net. Tree has it there. Gets it up to Schubert. Malia Schubert now. She takes a shot from the blue line. That's gloved by Nelson. Nelson drops it to her D partner, Leonard. Leonard plays catch with her D partner. Now we have Schmid. Schmid's pass attempt blocked by the Wildcats. Allows the Wildcats to gain possession. Gets center ice. Fagerly now breaks in along zone, uses their edges nicely. Puck comes to the point. There's a shot that trickles in on goal, kicked aside by Nelson. There's a scrum now to the left of Nelson. Wildcats come away with it. Briefly, but a backhand no-look pass is intercepted. And we've got Miner now breaking in. Miner shoots, it's blocked by the defender, Fagerlund. And there's Anderson now to clean it up. Comes around to the near boards. And that's Detterman now. Detterman gets taken down. It's going to be a delayed penalty here. And we'll have our first penalty of the night going against the Whitehawks, a tripping call.
0-0 to score, 8:45 left, first period. Here on Cam Activities, you're home for the Comets. A little stoppage of play right now.
Shots on goal right now are being listed as 4-2 in favor of the Whitehawks. I know it feels like there should be more than that.
I would agree with that. I thought it would be closer. Feels like closer at least 10 that everybody, like total.
There's a shot from the point by Kayla Schubert. That's blocked by the defense. Schubert battles now to get the puck back. She gets it. Looks over her option, passes it up to the center to her sister. There's a shot from the point. Bounces off a couple players and trickles down behind the net. Trehee's got it there. Trehee up to Malia Schubert. Over to Kayla Schubert. Back to Malia. Shooting. There's a shot. Backhand shot. Another one. That puck is chipped out. A lot of pressure here by the Wildcats, but so far Nelson is up to the task for the Whitehawks.
Oh, nice move.
Wildcats coming in. There's Fagerlund now. Looks to toe drag around a couple of players. Can't make it through. Wildcats will have to regroup. Anna Brown now. She gets her pocket picked at the blue line. That'll allow the Whitehawks to get it out. Courteau has it now. Passes up. Goes to Ahern. Ahern has a little trouble at center ice. She'll dump the net behind, or dump the puck down, and it's picked off by Cameron and sent back down into the Wildcat zone. Courteau's having a little bit of trouble there with number 19 there of the Whitehawks, but the Wildcats finally do get it out. That's Detterman now. She gets knocked down behind the net. Nice poke check. Almost gets the puck out to Trehee, but Trehee gathers it up on the far half wall. 22 seconds left on the power play. Puck comes out to the point. There's a shot from Fagerlund that's held on to by Nelson. And we'll get a stoppage of play. 7:03 to go here in the first period. No score. The Wildcats on the power play.
What'd you say? Only 18 seconds left, but you got to give Mound Westonka credit, too. They've played some really solid defense and have cleared it out several times, too.
There's another shot from the point. There's a slap shot that went up and over the net. Almost came all the way out. Schubert keeps it in. Trehee's got it there. Trehee tries to get it up to Schubert, but that gets by her. And that allows the Whitehawks to come out as they go to full strength. Fagerlund gets it to Kayla Schubert. She can't get it out of there, and Kayla Schubert gets it right back. Skates it out. She looks like she's tired. She's going to go for a change. Whitehawks now. Number 14, Brittany Davis has it. She turns the puck over. The Wildcats get it there. Faber turns it over. She gets it right back. Faber right into the slot. Shoots, she scores! Mina Faber, the freshman, getting the Wildcats on the board first at 6:07. That was kind of a busted play. Both teams had it possession there for a little bit. It turned out to be a 50-50 puck that came right back to the freshman, and she walked right down Broadway and ripped a wrister right past the glove side of Nelson. Wildcats with a 1-0 lead. I'm not sure if they're going to give that to her unassisted, but I didn't see any Wildcats touch that before she got the puck back. So Mina Faber, number 22 for the Wildcats.
Gets the first goal of the night. Face off now, dumped down into the Wildcat zone. Fagerlund turns it over. Puck comes up to the point. Shot by Miners, blocked. Picked off by Fagerlund. Fagerlund chips this up off the boards, and everybody gives chase. Puck is still into the White Hawks zone. 4-player scum for it. Comes out into the middle. Number 17, Piaski gets it there. Headman's up to Peterson. Peterson back to Piaski. She tries to pull up, gets knocked down, and the puck gets chipped out by the Wildcats. Dumped back in by Cornea. Petrie back behind the net there. Petrie backhands it. Can't quite get it out, though, because everybody was on a change. Now we've got Courteau with it for the Wildcats. Gives it to Tree. Tree regroups behind her own net. Tries to bank it off the boards, but not strong enough. Kept in by the Whitehawks. There's a shot. Blocked. Schubert now. She can't get it out. Whitehawks putting on some pressure now. 4-player scrum in the near half wall. Puck squirts behind the net. Whitehawks have it there. Whitehawks turning. She gets pinned to the boards by Petrie. Petrie's there. Malia Schubert's there. And they're all fighting for the possession of the puck. Squirts out to the point. There's a pass that was behind Fink. She chases it to the wall. Now Malia Schubert there. She chips it to the far boards. It's kept in. Petrie has it. She sends it back the other way. We're just ping-ponging back and forth behind the net.
And over 2 minutes in
Wildcat
side.
Puck is finally chipped out, but this is going to roll all the way down, unfortunately. Puck goes on its edge and rolls, causing a icing call. And this face-off will come down into the Wildcat zone. But that was a long shift, a long tiring shift inside the Wildcat zone.
They could not clear it out. And as I think you pointed out best, though, Mount Westonka was just putting absolute pressure on the Wildcats. Just could not get it out of there.
Face-off won by the Wildcats. Shot into the far corner, or the far point. That puck is still kept in. Courteau's got it now. Gets behind her net, looking over her options. Tries to bank it off the boards. This one finally does get out now. A couple more players will change, and the Whitehawks will try and gather it in. Schubert now with it. She keeps it out of the zone momentarily, but it's dumped right back in by the Whitehawks. Whitehawks kind of warming to the task here now after that goal. Seems to have focused them a little bit more. Kayla Schubert has it behind her net. Reverses. Looking for Malia Schubert, her sister, on the far side. Malia gets it out. Whitehawks take over in their own zone. Pass up the middle. Chipped in by Peterson. She'll give chase. Peterson tried to centering pass. That was broken up by Fagerlund. Puck comes out to the point. Piaski passes down. That shot didn't get through. That was blocked by a couple of players screening Hughes. Wildcats doing a nice job getting in those shooting lanes. A lot of shots get taking, but not a whole lot getting there.
Right, they're coming up short of getting to Hughes. The last one was 19 Brewstad that just stepped right in front of it.
Whitehawks now have to hold up as the team changes. This is Brewstad. Or excuse me, that's Leonard for the head of his team. She gets pinned to the boards by Fagerlund. Nice defensive play there. 5 players now scrumming for it. Whitehawks walk away with it. Turning shot that's blocked into the skates. Another nifty move by the Whitehawks. There's a shot that's off. I don't know if that hit the knob of the stick, but it sure looked like it from here. Either way, we play on as it didn't go in. Wildcats now really having trouble getting out of their own zone. Puck sent around again. Jurens is going to get to it there. And looks like we've got, a stoppage to play. The net came off for Mooring, so referees below the whistle dead, or below the play dead, and we'll have a face-off in the Wildcat zone.
We talked about having fresh legs for Dodge County. It's a little tough to make those changes when all you're doing is playing defense.
Yeah, cardinal rule in hockey is you never change while the play is in your own zone. This puck is won back to the point for the Whitehawks. Sent down behind. Schubert gathers it there, tries to bank it off the boards. Seems like the Whitehawks have seen some film or something on the Wildcats, and they're cutting off all of these bank passes off the boards. There's a shot or a pass up front. Another shot from the point by Miner. I didn't see if that hit the goaltender or not. There's a sharp angle shot. That one was saved by Hughes. Definitely saw her get that one. Another shot from the point. That one doesn't get through as it's cut off by Malia Schubert. Kayla Schubert now. She sends it around. Tree's going to get it there. They should get a chance to get out of their own zone. Here's Malia Schubert now. She'll send it deep. No shots, no attempts, and they're going to head off on a change. Here comes Leonard flying up. She takes a shot. That's off a skate.
Only a minute left. Under a minute now.
Pass out front. That was gummed up nicely. Oh, there was a golden chance that Piaski just took away from her teammate. She sent a shot on goal. I don't know if that made it all the way through or not. Wildcats really chasing. They're really hoping that this period ends at a 1-0 lead. They'll be fortunate if it does. That one's going to go down. That one will be another icing call against the Wildcats.
So when that goal took place, Steve, it was 4-2 shots on goal. Dodge County had that. Now 7-6. I mean, Mounds is really putting on the pressure. Getting a lot more shots through to Sky, too.
So Malia Schubert is going to take this face off to the right of Hughes. Kayla Schubert gets it. She'll reverse course over to Fagerlund. Fagerlund looks over options, tries a real headman pass that gets through everybody. It was tipped, though, so no icing. Now the Wildcats hoping to stretch the play out here a little bit. That puck is kept in by Schubert. Down to Treehee. Treehee stops. Tries a centering pass. That one got through, but no one in front. That puck is chipped off the boards, and that'll do it. First period comes to an end as the Wildcats hang on to the end of that first period. Survive the flurry and end the period up 1-0 over the Mound Westonka Whitehawks.
Yeah, 7-6 on shots then. Dodge County has the lead on that. But, yeah, that last good 5 minutes, that puck stayed on the right side of this rink almost exclusively. I mean, Dodge County was able to clear a couple of times, but again, Steve, they weren't able to flow their offense to get something on net in those 5 minutes.
Yeah, the Whitehawks were really reading the plays that the defenders were trying to make for the Wildcats. They try and chip it off the boards and out, and every time the Whitehawks were reading that perfectly and stepping right in front of it and keeping it in. So I think Coach Gunderson's going to have a talk with the girls in the locker room and maybe come up with work on some breakout plays a little bit, maybe fake a little bit to the boards and maybe something up the middle. I don't know, but they've got to work on something to break that pressure that the Whitehawks are able to put on them right now.
Yeah, and actually they did try something late, though. If you noticed, the Wildcats had Fieriksen all the way down here on the blue line.
Yeah, they tried the stretch pass there.
Yes, so maybe that's something that they could try a couple more times throughout. I don't know how often you would want to set that up, because then you're pretty much a girl short.
Yeah, it is a tactic if you want to try and push the defense back. You send someone down, and then you just send the puck down. So as long as she gets to that red line before the puck, then it's not an icing. So
right.
It's one way to relieve the pressure, but you start, like you said, if you start doing it too much, then you leave yourself as shorthanded in the in the offensive zone, which could be bad in and of itself.
Well, the Dodge County Wildcats do get on the board. I know you had said that was Mina Faber, the freshman. That's her first goal of the season then. And it came, I believe, I even wrote the time down, but of course now I got to get to my notes.
It's so hard to do that stuff when you're working a camera or talking.
10:53. That's what it was. 10:53, and get the goal. Faber. Yeah, Mina. We didn't have any stats on her as far as goals because she hadn't scored anything yet this season. I don't know if she played a lot last year for Dodge County. So I'm not saying that's her first varsity goal for sure, but tonight, and it's her first of 2019-20.
Yeah, it's always exciting to get that first one, I think, and
if it was their first varsity goal, hopefully they got the puck for her, maybe.
True. That's true, too. Yeah, so Dodge County holding a lead of 1-0 as the Wildcats, they're going to play again on Tuesday, and we'll be bringing you that one here on YouTube as well. They'll take on North St. Paul Tartan. Then we've got Moose Lake area. That's on December 6th. That's another one on the YouTube channel. Take on Hudson. That's on the 17th of December. I know we're doing that one. And the last one will be January 3rd against Armstrong Cooper. Then we're kind of heavy in the girls first, and then we'll get to the guys a little bit later in the season. Basketball already gearing up too. Todd Halverson texted me scores of football. Forget that football's still going on. 34-17 right now. Winona trailing in their football game. I don't remember who they were playing either. That was one of the semifinals in Class 4A. But yeah, Winona up at U.S. Bank. I got to watch some of that. I watched about 4 minutes of Caledonia and realized, well, they're going to win again. So then I just turned off the stream because I'm like, well, there's really no point in watching any more than what I saw since they won. Actually, when we're talking football, real quickly, I did get to call the game that was here when Casamareville held one of the quarterfinals. That was Minneapolis North. And that was a great game. I was very happy that I got to call that one for Prep Spotlight. Oh, that's right. Rocori Springs. Or Rockcory? How do I say that?
Rocori.
Rocori?
Yeah, Rocori, like R-I, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Rocori Springs is who Winona's playing. But, yeah, that was a great game. And Blue Earth area and Minneapolis North were the teams that played here for the quarterfinals and ended up with a game-winning touchdown with about a minute and a half left for Minneapolis North in the fourth quarter. And they ended up winning last night too, so they're in the finals against Caledonia. Good luck.
Yeah, we went to the play that night. My family and I. We went to go see Shrek the Musical at Cass-in-Manderville High School. And if you haven't got a chance to go, I know that there's very few tickets left, and I know you got a chance to go too.
I did last Sunday,
and it's a great show. The kids did an awesome job, and it's one of the best ones yet. I mean, my kids were fortunate. My kids were into that kind of stuff. So my kids were both in the Sound of Music, which was the first production in the new Performing Arts Center. And my youngest daughter, she was in a couple of productions there. And now this one, it's just a great space. And, man, they do an awesome job. It
is a
it's amazing.
Killer musical. And not only the cast, but then you get the little kids involved because then they're the ones moving the sets and everything else. I mean, it's a school-wide thing, which is just, to me, makes it even more special just because now you're getting kids that are 6, 7, 8 years old already interested, and it could be something that they want to do for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, that's why they call this one the all-school musical. It's not the high school musical or middle school. It's the all-school. So we have kids from elementary all the way up through high school. The robotics club is involved with making some props, and you got the shops class helping with some of the sets. So it's a really a nice thing to see that everybody coming together, and I think we see it. I mean, almost 3,000 tickets sold or something like that.
I think they're up to almost 5.
Oh,
I do. I think they're close to.
That is insane.
It's over 4 now that they've had 4,000, and then they ended up adding a.
They added a show. I heard. Yeah.
I mean.
I can't even believe it. I mean, my high school was 3 times the size of Cass-in-Manderville, and we were lucky if we got the parents to come to those type of things,
right.
And we had a huge auditorium. But to see this, it's really nice, and it's a really good thing for the community, and it actually for the whole southeastern Minnesota. I mean, I have friends from Rochester that don't have kids that come here, and they always ask, hey, what's the musical this year? And then they always come and see it, so it's really nice.
Yeah, I know that one thing that my wife is very into is music and plays and all that stuff. She was also a cross-country runner and ran some in track as well and played a little softball, but mainly her thing was always music, and she always says, of course, you're going to drag me to a bunch of sports, because sports are not her thing. then you got to go to these musicals with me. I said, that's perfectly fine. So we have wrote down throughout the entire calendar of all the musicals and the choir concerts and everything else that's going on throughout the entire season and the whole year. And if I'm not doing this on camp activities, we're going to be at those choir and concerts and all that good stuff, because we even went to that, I'm going to forget what it was called, the choir concert with everyone. It was the Zumbrota.
Oh, the
Zeb?
Zumbro Education District. Yeah,
Yeah, the Zed.
Zed,
We
yep.
went to that too, and that was fantastic. I mean, again, singers from all over the place, and they didn't even get too long to rehearse.
Yeah,
There were a couple hours to rehearse a couple of songs, and then the next thing you know, hey, go out and do this in front of a large crowd.
Yeah, it's so big we can't even host it in the auditorium. It has to go into the home Federal Arena there and to hold everybody. So
Right.
it's nice that we get to host those things. That one travels around. Different schools host that each year, and this was our turn. So, yeah, that's always a good concert too.
Yeah.
I didn't end up going to that one, but my kids are in choir, and band and everything, so I've been to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing more of that as the year progresses, because like I said, it's stuff that I normally didn't ever get to go to. Even in high school, I didn't perform. I don't have any musical talent whatsoever. So that's why I do this. I talk for a living, Steve. This is
You're performing
this
now.
This is my job. But Dodge County leading then 1-0. Mina Faber on the goal at 10:52, and over Mound Westonka, and we'll take a quick break. We'll thank our fine sponsor, Bigelow Homes, here on KM Activities. You're our major sponsor for all winter activities. They're going to be bringing it to you all season long here on KM Activities.
And excellence are the staple of every project constructed by Bigelow Homes. Jeremy, Joel, Tony, and the rest of the crew deliver homes with innovative and affordable design, building around you and your needs. Bigelow Homes will design, build, and move you into the home of your dreams with peace of mind and financial stability. Based out of Rochester, Bigelow Homes has housing developments in 10 different communities. Find out what makes
Yeah, that'll be the 19th, right? Yeah, 19th, yeah.
Welcome back here in Casson as we're in the Dodge County Ice Arena, home of the Wildcats, and the Dodge County Wildcats on the board, 1-0, leading over Mounds of Westonka. And I'm Joel McCall. Steve Alvarado next to me. He's tweeting out a couple of things, which is always good.
I'm trying to do an update of the score.
That's fine. Go right ahead.
To my 10 followers.
No, that's all right. I'm glad that you're doing that. I have always had a hard time doing that as well, trying to do that at a football game or volleyball. It's usually I just tweet out something at the end of the night, just letting people know what exactly happened. And do want to make mention with the Wright County Conference, and that's where Mound Westonka is, and they play Hutchinson, Holy Family, Waconia, Litchfield, New Prague, which is a team that Dodge County already played. Delano is in that too, so, or is it Delano?
Yep, Delano.
Delano in that, yep. So, yeah, for Dodge County then, they're playing at home on the 19th, North St. Paul Tartan, the game we cover here on YouTube. Then we won't see them for a while. It'll be about almost 3 weeks. Then we'll have them on the 6th. And Todd had texted me real quick and made sure we want to mention that the Karen Share is coming up on Tuesday night as well. Steve, you were kind of telling me a little bit about that. So where will that take place, and what is the event?
Yeah, it's exciting, and this is the second year that we're going to be hosting it at the high school. So it'll be in the high school commons area, right outside the Minnesota Wi-Fi Performing Arts Center. So the auction itself will take place inside the Performing Arts Center. They'll have all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, people make furniture, artwork, tickets to sporting events, tickets for a dinner. You can eat and socialize, bid on a few things, stay for the auction. The auction's always a good time. Mr. Matuska, our superintendent, Mark, he does a good job running that auction. And
And all the proceeds go directly back into the community of Cass and Manorville for families that need any kind of help.
That's awesome.
And it's that season, so if you have, I think it's on Tuesday the 19th. Stop on by the high school and check it out.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot happening on Tuesday. Then you have that going on. You have a ball game here, right back here on this ice, and then the Comet dance team is also hosting their own parents' night, and that's taking place over at the middle school. So there are quite a few things going on. Just make rounds. I think that's what you should do. Just get in the car, go one place, then another, and then come back around.
And when you're at the other places, tune into YouTube and keep going on the hockey game so you don't lose that. So
right, exactly. So we'll keep you informed on everything that's going on for sure.
We got you connected here at Cass and Manorville, thanks to Joel and all the good work that he's done. It was really nice having you here, Joel, this year. Having that constant presence, somebody that's always available to do this kind of stuff, because the years in the past we've always had guys like me and parent volunteers and stuff, and we have stuff going on, and it's tough to get to to represent all of the things that Cass and Manorville has to offer in as much as we can. So like I said, last year we didn't do any hockey, it just didn't work out, and so it's nice. You're doing a great job, and we appreciate you. I know putting on my school board hat here, we really do appreciate all of the work that you're doing, and we're getting lots of great feedback. I hear the numbers are doing pretty good this year as far as viewers. They're what we used to have in the past, so that's good.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, I'll be at your school board meeting on Monday. I got to put a presentation together and show off everything.
Oh, nice.
I don't think we really need that on the camera, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Speaking, it's been a great opportunity for me because, as I said, in my radio background, I have been where I'm part of a community, but at the same time, I'm covering so much widespread at a radio station. It was hard for me to concentrate on one thing, and to do this and just be the just Cass and Manorville. And I'm not going to say I'm the voice of the Comets or anything like that. What I'm saying is I just get to focus in on one school, and it's actually been very nice for me because Mr. Matuska and several of the school board members, you included, have now said some very nice things to me, and I appreciate all the positive feedback that we've had. And you're right, my wife went through, and as I said, she's kind of a nerd and a little bit of a numbers geek, and she put together this huge Excel spreadsheet and talked about all kinds of numbers that had happened in the past. And yeah, I think the one addition that has been very positive is we've gotten the kids on. We've had the kids, even some of the girls and guys from the musical were on with us, and then we highlighted as many seniors as possible. I will say I was a little disappointed when I hit Twitter today. I wasn't there to see Emily Terry sign for Mankato State. I really wanted to be there for that. Emily was my first interview here on Cam Activities. Not only that, I was handed a new camera that ended up being on demo mode, and I didn't know that, so there's stuff happening all over the screen. I feel like Emily and I should probably sit down one final time to do one actual interview that doesn't have any of this stuff on the screen. But yeah, I'm so thrilled for stuff like that, and I hope in the future that I will get to know when those signings are happening, because I want to be there. It's hard to set up all the equipment and do a full-fledged interview, but it's something that we could probably put on Twitter and do a live tweet and a quick talk to whoever is signing. So yeah, congratulations, Emily, on that. Her parents were one of the first ones that talked to me when I started doing this, and in fact, her mom, when they went up to Burnsville for the showcase for volleyball, she was tweeting out results of that tournament and then tagging me on them.
Oh, that's nice.
And I said to her later, I was like, thank you for doing that, because I was home all that weekend watching college football, and I kept saying to Dana, I wonder how the girls are doing up at Burnsville. And then when I hit on Twitter, I was like, oh, hey, they've been pretty good. They won that tournament, So I was like, well, obviously they're doing fairly well. So, yeah, it's stuff like that I get so jazzed up for. And, in fact, tomorrow, this will tell you a little bit about how dedicated I want to be to these kids, is that tomorrow Dana and I are going to head up to Northfield and go up to the college up there. There's a women's basketball player from Buena Vista and Storm Lake They're playing a tournament up there at the college. At 3 o'clock, she's going to be on the court, and I get to see her one final time. So
that's nice.
I'm so pumped to see her. She's a Hampton Dumont graduate and a kid that I followed for 4 years. And so I want to travel. I want to see some of the kids that went to Casa Maryville, and now that they're playing in other sports. I think it'd be hard to get to Wake Forest to see Peyton Seuss, but I know there's ways of watching that too. So that's some of the things that I really want to start incorporating too. You know, I'm going to be gone part of the Christmas break, but if there's some kids that are alumni and are back, I want to throw them on and talk to them and ask them how things are going at college. And because obviously, I mean, they're always going to be part of the Casa Maryville School District, whether they're here anymore or elsewhere performing.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we'd like as a school board. We've talked about hearing more about what our graduates are up to, you know, our alumni, and not just the athletics too. We want to hear about the kids that are becoming doctors. You know, they're doing great things. And the kids that are, you know, becoming they're doing apprenticeships for construction, and they're becoming supervisors or whatever that they're doing.
Right.
And we want to hear about that stuff. We can share about that because Casa Maryville is really proud of the fact that we have a strong program for the trades. You know, that's skilled workers that everybody needs. So, well, we're ready to get
they're going to start
back
second
to going
period
here. Second period is underway now with the Dodge County Wildcats leading 1-0. Puck controlled by the Wildcats. Shot softly in on net. I didn't see if they made a goalie change or not. Yep, no, Nelson is still in net for the Whitehawks. Puck gets brought into the Wildcat zone. Malia Schubert gathers it in. Passes it up the right-hand side for Ferrickson. Ferrickson tries to get it by the defense, but that puck's picked off. There's a headman pass picked off by Schubert. She gets it out of the zone nicely. The puck is backhand in, but it hit a player on the Whitehawks bench. So we'll get a stoppage of play there.
Well, and you said, did Mound Westonka, did they make a change? It sounds weird that you would say that because it's only 1-0, but they have ran 3 different goalies out already in two games.
And they've all played very well, so it's trying to keep them all sharp probably, I guess. Wildcats control after the faceoff. That puck hits a stanchion and takes a funny hop off the boards.
I was
Fagerlund
open, though.
Gathers it up.
I was open if that puck would have came up here.
Whitehawks in now backhand into the center of the ice. That's sticked away by the Wildcat defense. Players scrum forward into the near corners. Comes out front. That's sticked aside by Emily Anderson. Up to the point, kept in by the Whitehawks. That's number 20, Leonard. Backhands it in. There's a shot on it.
Oh.
Trickles in on front of the net, and there was number, was it 15? Bella Peterson looked like that was just an unfortunate bounce. It was the shot was partially blocked, trickled right to number 15 Peterson, all alone in front, and she wrists it right by Sky Hughes, and we're tied at 1. That was a nice wrist shot. Bella Peterson is a 10th grader for the Whitehawks. Face off now, knocked down into the Whitehawks zone. Play continues now behind the Whitehawks goal. Tree after it there. She's going to get it behind the net. Look over her options. She pulls up the brakes in Gretzky's office. Tries to pass it out front. Is kept in by Schubert. Malia Schubert sends it deep. Puck is shot back out now, and her sister, Kayla Schubert, is going to chase this down, but it's going to be an icing play. And we'll have a face-off back into the Whitehawks zone.
Sorry, I'm a little delayed on the camera. I'll fix it back now. I was writing down that goal.
I didn't hear if they got any assists on that goal. I don't think so.
They did not. They did not call an assist on that. And Favors wasn't either. The first goal of the night.
Pioski has it there. She can't get it out of the zone, but her teammate does. Whitehawks now on the attack. Number 47, that was Hargreaves. Shot into the glove of Hughes, and she'll hold on. And we'll get a face-off to her right. Shots on goal now even at, oh, no, they just put one on the board. 8 8-7 in favor of the Whitehawks. 14:53 to go here in the second period. We're tied at 1. Malia Schubert wins the faceoff. Fagerlund has it behind her net. Looks to headman pass there. Shot. That pass goes all the way down right on goal. Nelson stops it. Gets it to her teammate Pioski. Pioski up to the half wall. She can't get it out. Frierksen. She can't get it deep though. Fink. She can't get it out either. Picked up by Wendorf. Wendorf sends it up. There's a partial breakaway. There's a backhand shot that just gets by Hughes. And just like that, 2 quick goals by the Whitehawks. And they've got a 2-1 lead. That was scored by number 22, Alexa Nickum, 8th grader. She protected that puck brilliantly, turned her shoulder into the defender, and that allowed her to get a nice strong backhand right along the ice that Hughes went right by her right skate. Now the Wildcats have their work cut out for them. Down a goal here in the second period. Wildcats now trying to get something going in the Whitehawk zone. Puck kept in by Schubert, comes out to the point. That was Braun. She sends it deep. 4 players dig for it there. Puck comes out to the, hits the referee, takes an odd bounce back behind the net. Whitehawks reverse. Gathered it up there by Cornea. She gets it out. Nickum. She gets dumped out. No call on the play. We play on. Centering pass. Nickum's all alone out front. There's a poke check by Sky. Another save. And she covers up finally. After Nickum, that was Kaylee Nickum, the 10th grader. She got knocked down. But when she got back up, the puck found her. And she was all alone in front of Sky Hughes. She poke checked it away once. And a few more shots later, she was able to cover it up. All right, off the face-off, that comes right in on Hughes. She'll cover it up, and we'll do it over.
Those 2 goals, only a minute and 20 seconds apart. 117, 237.
Yeah, it's really important for the Wildcats to have a good shift here really soon to kind of cut off some of that momentum. Schubert now, she has trouble getting out of her own zone. It's kept in. It's a shot that's blocked off the defender's skate. Fagerlund. Another centering attempt. Nobody's there for Whitehawks. Up and off the glass by Fagerlund. Now Trujillo after it there. She's able to get a stick on that to slow it down and able to keep the play alive for the Wildcats. It's a centering attempt that goes off Nelson. Kept in momentarily by the Wildcats. Now it's broken out. Peterson, she sends it in on Hughes. Sticks it aside for Schubert. Kayla Schubert now. She's got a head of steam. Breaks up the near boards. Carries it in. Tries to cut it into the middle. 2 sticks there. Breaks that play up. And the Whitehawks an hour away. Leonard now gets the blue line. Still has control of the puck. Takes a shoulder from Petrie and still controls it. Leonard now tries to get it out. There's a shot on net that trickles along the side. Hughes is able to keep that one out somehow. That just trickled to the far corner. Leonard. She gets it up to the other Leonard. There's Leonards everywhere. Now we've got the Ahern for the Wildcats. She dumps it down. Look all the way down, no icing on the call. There's an errant pass by the Whitehawks, gathered in by Fagerlund. She turns, backhands it up. That play is cut off by the Whitehawks. And they'll regroup. It's a headman pass that's chipped into the Wildcat zone. Hughes will smartly cover this one up. Give her teammates a chance to catch their breath as the Whitehawks are starting to put on a ton of pressure here.
Up to 14 shots on goal for Mount Westonka, and 2-1 the lead. 11:42 left, second period.
That last goal scored by Alexa Nickum. She's back on the ice now. She's kind of short.
Well, she's only an 8th grader.
speedy.
And Kayla Nickham is the one that had the hat trick for the Whitehawks earlier in the year.
Here comes Nickham now. She makes one move, cuts to the middle of the ice, backhands, tries to find her teammate Fink. She couldn't handle the pass, and the puck comes below. There's a centering attempt. It's broken up by the Wildcats. Shot attempt blocked. Another shot that goes wide. Fagerlund now. She gets it up the glass and down. There's Hargreaves for the Whitehawks, up to Nickham. Nickham cuts in again. It's a snapshot right into the breezers of Fagerlund. She gathers it up behind her net. She tries to reverse. Partially blocked, and she slaps it out of the zone. Ooh, Piaski gets it there. Absorbs a hit. Absorbs another hit. Piaski cuts into the middle. She's making the moves. She can't get anything out of it, though, as the Wildcats gathered in. They'll just throw it up the boards to an empty spot. Whitehawks player coming off the bench, gathers that in, sends it behind the net. There's a shot that goes wide. It was going wide. It was blocked off by Detterman. Detterman gets it back now. She can't control. And the Whitehawks will dump it in, and they'll start again. Wildcats hemmed in their own zone now. Send it out to center ice, but that's as far as it gets. Wash, rinse, and repeat here for the Wildcats as they get it out to center ice, and it's dumped right back in. Detterman now has it. She tries to get it up to Ahern. She can't handle it. It'll go all the way down for an icing. That pass was behind her.
Mount Westonka could not attack a couple of those times either, Steve, because they got offside. So then they ended up dumping it in, but then they had to wait because they were all, I think they had 2 different times that they had dumped it in, but they were still offside.
So this second period, much like a repeat of the last 5 minutes of the first period, were been all Whitehawks here so far. Trehe, she sends it back behind the net for Courteau. Courteau tries to get it up the net to Schubert. It was too far for her. Whitehawks turn. They're on the attack again. Piaski. She gets cut off along the half wall. Courteau. She loses the puck, comes out front for a centering pass that gets through everybody. There's a shot from a point from a returning player. Another shot off the side of the net. This one is held underneath Hughes' skate. Whistle not coming. The ref determined that the puck was still loose. There's another shot that went up and over the net. Wendorf now, she has her shot blocked. Another shot that goes through and wide. And now we're getting to stop it to play. I guess they're saying the net came off again. So the net came off the moorings, and we'll get a fortunate whistle for the Wildcats.
Man, and these are long shifts too, Steve. I mean, you talk about trying to make those changes, get fresh legs, especially on the defensive side. And Dodge County has not been able to do that.
There's a shot off the backside of Anderson. That one will get chipped off the boards and down. This one's going to go all the way down for an icing. So right now, the Wildcats are really struggling to have any kind of answer for what the Whitehawks are throwing at them. And all they've been able to muster is a few icing plays and dumps out of their own zone to center ice, and that's as far as they're able to get.
Right, they have not been able to actually set up their offense at all, which is, I mean, and we're talking the first 8 minutes already of the second period.
There's a shot from the point. Hughes kicks it into the corner. Anna Braun now tries to get it out. That puck is chipped out. Ahern has it. Tries to get it up to Schubert.
Oh, man.
Again, this is just sent back down deep. No icing on the play. Whitehawks there first. There's a shot that's tipped aside by the defense of Detterman. Puck chipped out. This one's going to get to the blue line. But that's it. Now the Wildcats on a change. We've got a 2-on-0 all alone for the Whitehawks. There's a nice stop by Hughes on a 2-on-0. Holy cow, was that that was, I think, the worst change I think I've ever seen here by the Wildcats. They completely changed and left the Whitehawks in alone, 2-on-0. I think it was Leonard was one. I didn't see who the other one was. Leonard passed off to the other player, and she shot it, fortunately, right into the chest of Hughes.
Yeah, it was for sure Leonard, because number 20 was leading the charge, Sydney. And I think what was happening, well, I think the Whitehawks wanted to dump it deep into the offensive zone so they could get a change. And as you've called, I mean, Mountain Westonka has been able to feed that back in over and over again.
That's one thing that you have to watch out for on the second period with the long changes. That puck has to get deep into the other zone before you change. If you see it doesn't get there, you just stay on the ice and take it. I mean, the coach will back your play every time if you do that versus just leaving your goaltender alone on a 2-on-0.
And give credit to Hughes, too, to make a great save.
She stayed square, so.
Offside.
We got an offside now play for the Wildcats. That's I think, that's the first time in a long time that the Wildcats have actually touched the puck inside the Whitehawks zone, and it was offside. So that's pretty indicative of what's been going on in this period. Faber now to take the face off. She loses it to the Whitehawks. Nickum, she gets it up to Fink. Back to Nickum. Alexa Nickum now. Speeds behind the net. Protects the puck well again. Stick handles around one. Gets it to the point. Over to, that was a tip shot. That was a nice tip by the Whitehawks, but luckily Hughes was better than the tip. Now Nickum gets it again. Nickum kicks to her stick. She makes moves around everybody, making everybody look kind of silly out there. Schubert, she'll just take the icing and throw it all the way down.
Yeah, you mentioned that tip shot. That tip shot, if that actually went down underneath Hughes, it probably would have been a 3-1 lead. Instead, that tip actually caused it to kind of rise up into Hughes' chest, and she was able to make a nice save.
2-1 now is our score in favor of the Whitehawks. 7:05 to go in the second period as play continues. Schubert backhands it to the other side for Courteau. Courteau, she gets gummed up there by the Whitehawks. Play comes out to the point, but it can't get all the way out. Back behind the net now, or behind the goal. Nickum backhands one softly, sticked aside by Hughes, comes back to the point. There's a shot, and that one's with Wildcats have a chance here, 2-on-1. Schubert could not handle the pass. He ends up going down. Wildcats can't even get a shot on goal on a 2-on-1 there. That was the first kind of pressure they've had this period.
Need to control that puck, Steve. Needed a shot on goal.
Malia Schubert sends it around. That one's chipped out by Frierksen. Again, all the way down to the blue line of the Whitehawks, and then sent back down to the ice. Wildcats now, they're struggling. They look tired. Courteau has it now. She gets checked immediately by Leonard. Now we got a hooking penalty coming up to the Wildcats. Not what they needed now, as Courteau gets her stick up into the midsection of Leonard, pulls her down, and the Wildcats go on their first penalty kill of the night.
Yeah, it's only the second penalty we've had throughout the entire game.
That's been a very clean game for the most part, and the refs are kind of letting them play. I haven't seen too much that either should have been called or anything like that, so it's been a pretty clean game, but that one was pretty clear cut.
Yeah, that one you could kind of tell.
Now the Wildcats really have their work cut out for them. Down 2-1. 6 minutes to go here in the second period, and they're on the penalty kill. Schubert tries to win the faceoff, but now we got a stoppage and play for something. Did the net come off again? Yeah, the net came off again. Yeah. That's that's kind of a thing with this rink. The nets come off pretty easily here. Having played on this rink a lot, I can attest to that. It
was Courteau that had the penalty on her for the hooking.
So Leonard now sends it across to Piaski. Piaski gets it back. Plays catch now with Nickum. There she sends the shot. Saved by Hughes. She didn't see it. Piaski gets it again. Piaski into the middle. She shoots. That one's into the glove of Hughes for a stoppage. Nobody in front of Hughes on that one. She saw it all the way. She should make that save 99 out of 99 times, I would think.
Yeah, for sure, if it's coming right to the glove.
A minute 37 left on the penalty to Corto. We got Anna Braun in to take the face-off. Controlled by Nickum. Over to Pioski. Slap shot that hits their own player there for the White Hawks. That was fortunate. Can't get it out, though, for the Wildcats. Down the boards to Fink. Fink tries to get one out front. Nickum there again. That one, oh. Hughes hadn't seen it. Nickum had the side of the net wide open. She shoots it wide. Out to the point again. Pioski. She shoots that one wide. Clearing attempt. Can't get out by Anderson. Down deep now, Peterson. Peterson out to the point. Pioski. Over to Nickum. She hits that off the skate. Pioski now gets it over to Nickum again. Across the box. There's a shot. Blocked by somebody.
Oh.
Nickum again over to the far side. That one saved by Hughes, and the Wildcats are able to get it out. I don't know if they're really going to be able to change much. That was a fortunate attack there as Treehee was able to gather that puck up and send it down. Now the Wildcats will be able to change their penalty killers for the first time on the whole power play.
Oh.
There's a shot by number 14, Schubert. Malia Schubert in on the forecheck. She caused a turnover, gathered it up. She was all alone, and she rifles one by the glove side of Nelson. Just like that, we're tied.
A shorthanded goal as there's 25 seconds left on the penalty kill for Dodge County, and they get the...
Well, so now both Schuberts have a shorthanded goal on the season.
That's right.
Kayla got one in the first game. Malia gets one on this one. And it's too bad Lindy Schubert is still rehabbing from her torn ACL. I'm sure she'd want to get out of the action too.
Yeah, right.
A little competition between the sisters. So just like that, after being dominated the whole period, the Wildcats tie this game up shorthanded on a goal by Malia Schubert.
I'll fix the score bug in just a second. It is 2-2.
Wildcats now, let's see if they get some energy from that goal. Leonard now, she sends it cross ice to Wendorf. Wendorf gets it up to Davis. She's cut off nicely by Fagerlund. Sends it down. And now we got Ahern in on the forecheck. The White Wildcats back to full strength now. They're looking to put on some pressure. Whitehawks play some catch behind their own net. Very little pressure being put on at the moment by the Wildcats. A little bit passive on that forecheck. Now we got a 4-player scrum right here at center ice down in front of us. Now we got 5 players in there. The refs are hollering at them to get it out of there. They're
Steve,
digging.
you stay here. We don't need to get in on that.
Now we got a face-off now here at center ice as no one was able to dig that puck out. 3:10 to go here in the second period, all tied up at 2. Get Anna Braun in here on the face-off against Hargreaves. Play controlled by the Wildcats. Puck is dumped down. It'll go into the near corner. Ahern gives chase. She can't get to it. Pioski gets it there. Up the wall to Fink. Fink makes one move, tries to get it across to Nickum. Nickum will send it down, back behind the Wildcat net. Schubert there. Sends it up the wall, but it's cut off by the Whitehawks. There's a centering attempt by up to Nickum. She sends it wide, she was well covered. Now Pioski again. She shoots. There's a tip again right into the blocker of Hughes. Schubert now sends it off the glass, and we could have a partial breakaway here. Frierksen, she takes a shot, but a diving play by number, I didn't get that number. It was 6, Miner. Yeah, number 6.
Yeah.
So Natalie Miner comes all the way across on a change and makes a diving stop on that shot attempt by Frierksen. Shots on goal now 22-10 in favor of the Whitehawks. Face off to the left of Nelson. Braun in on the face-off again. Whitehawks control behind their net. Cornea sends it across. Over to the captain, Taylor Leonard. Leonard still has it. She sends it down deep into the net, or into the corner. Taken away by the Whitehawks. Centering attempt. It's kicked out of there by Anderson. She'll gather it up. Gains center ice, now gains the blue line. Takes a weak shot that's sticked aside by Cornea. Where Cornea gets it now. She sends it up the ice to Davis. Davis tries to get Nickum in the center of the ice. Passes behind her. Nickum gathers it up. Schubert runs into some skaters there and has the puck tipped down behind the net. Puck is bouncing all around behind the net. Tree gathers it up. She can't get it out. There is a wrist shot that goes into the backside of Coley for the Whitehawks. Now this puck is chipped out again. Frickson after it there. She's not fast enough though. She can't get to it before the icing is called. And we'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off in the Wildcat zone. 1:13 to go in the second. 2-2 is our score. And the Wildcats are fortunate to have that score tied.
Agreed, yeah. This has been a heavy dose of offense for Mount Westonka. I still can't believe the shorthanded goal again for Dodge County.
Face-off one. Pioski with a slap shot. That goes wide. That allows the Wildcats to pick it up there. Detterman tries to get it up to, looks like that was Ahern. Ahern can't control. Detterman putting on some pressure, causes the puck to be played back to Schmid. Schmid, she tries to clear it up. That's knocked into the air. Frickson after it there. Center.
Oh.
A weak shot by Detterman, doesn't get through. Pioski gets it there. She stops, reverses course, gets it up to Brustad. Brustad will get it up and out. Now Schubert protects the puck. Makes one move, busts through a check. Backhand out front. No one there for the Wildcats. A headman pass to Schmid. Schmid, she has it taken nicely away by Kayla Schubert. She turns and looks. She's got ahead of steam. She's got her sister on the right side. Takes it right up the middle. Lowers the shoulder and takes it behind. Backhand out front. There was nobody home yet. Schubert gets it back. She shoots. Hard wrister. Right over the net as the horn sounds at the end period 2. So after that, Shorty, the Wildcats did pick up a little bit and spend a little bit more time in the Whitehawks zone. So hopefully they can take that as a positive and take that into the locker room, come out a little less flat. They were really flat, struggling in that second period.
Agreed. Yeah, I completely agree on that. I mean, we saw the last 5 minutes was so crucial for the Mount Westonka in the first period and having control of the puck, and they were really dominating that offense the final 5 minutes of the first period, and come out and you get 2 goals in a matter of under 3 minutes. It was 117 goal for Peterson, and then 237, the second one coming from Nickum on a really nice pass from Emily Wendorf. And then, as you said, the shorty at 12:38. So a long span where nothing actually was scored, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't any control. There was a ton of control by Mount Westonka in that second period, especially between those 10 minutes where there wasn't any scoring. A lot of shots being put towards Sky Hughes, and she was able to defend some really nice attempts by the Whitehawks.
Yeah, she was staying very, very well square to the shots, and the ones that she could see anyway. She was, and by being square, those tips were able to hit her instead of going in. So she's playing very well. She's seen a ton of shots, 23-10 now in favor of the Whitehawks. So Whitehawks definitely with the edge in play in that second period and much of the game so far. So,
well, and then you got the one. So we've had 2 penalties, one on each team. Cortell was the one that had the penalty for. It wasn't tripping. What was the
hooking call?
Hooking call. Yeah, that. But again, that didn't actually hurt Dodge County because they ended up getting out of that power play for Mound Westonka. And, no penalty or no goal given up, and in fact, then they got their own goal. So, yeah, 2-2. We ended the first with a 1-0 lead for Dodge County, and now sitting here tied.
Yeah. So before we take a break and talk about our sponsors, if you'd like to sponsor any of the winter broadcasts or any of the broadcasts here at Cass and Manorville, I urge you to get a hold of Brock Schreinen, our activities director, or you can get a hold of Joel and get something set up. We got all kinds of different levels for sponsorship, and our listenership is growing each game, I think, or each season as the word gets out that we're doing such a good job and going to so many activities. And I think the interviews are helping too. When you're doing those interviews with the coaches and the players, and it's really nice for people to see that and hear and get some thoughts of what's going on kind of behind the scenes. So if you're interested in that, contact Brock Trinan or Joel, and we'll get you set up.
Yeah, absolutely. The interviews you mentioned, KM Telecom is our major sponsor for all interviews throughout the winter season, so they'll still be supplying those. And Bigelow Homes is our major sponsor for all winter activities, and we're going to thank them right now. We also want to thank the KM School District, as the Cass-Manorville School District is also one of our other sponsors throughout the winter season. But for now, we'll just thank Bigelow Homes for being our major sponsor here on KM Activities, your home for the Comets.
For 40 years, you've been counting on Bigelow Homes to develop and construct new homes all around southeast Minnesota. Jeremy, Joel, and Tony, along with the rest of the crew, focus on you, making sure every detail is perfect by selecting the right floor plan and providing virtual tours. Bigelow Homes is waiting for your call to assist you in building the home you want. Call 507-529-1161 to discuss your options. More information is also available online at bigelowhomes.net. Bigelow Homes is a proud supporter of the Cass and Manorville Comets. Tradition and excellence are the staple of every project constructed by Bigelow Homes. Jeremy, Joel, Tony, and the rest of the crew deliver homes with innovative and affordable design, building around you and your needs. Bigelow Homes will design, build, and move you into the home of your dreams with peace of mind and financial stability. Based out of Rochester, Bigelow Homes has housing developments in 10 different communities. Find out what makes Bigelow Homes special by calling 507-529-1161 or visit online at bigelowhomes.net.
Welcome back here on KM Activities as the Dodge County Wildcats and the Mound Westonka Whitehawks tied 2-2. We'll be entering the third period here shortly. Got about 9 minutes before the girls return. The first goal of the night, 10:53, and that was Mina Faber for Dodge County. That was the first period, unassisted. The first goal for the Whitehawks, Mound Westonka, that was at 1:17, second period. Peterson unassisted. Bella Peterson, the sophomore, put one on net. And then a minute and 20 seconds later in the second period, the Whitehawks scored again with number 22, Alexa Nickham, the 8th grader, scoring. She got a nice assist from Emily Wendorf, a freshman. So a freshman, 8th grader, they're probably thinking the next few years they'll want that tag team. And then the Dodge County Wildcats came back. 12:38 was the time. Second period, number 14. That would be Malia Schubert with the goal. Shorthanded. She's a senior, and the forward scored unassisted on that. And now we're tied 2-2.
Yeah, the Wildcats are fortunate to have the score only be 2-2 right now, as the Whitehawks, man, they were put on a ton of pressure in that second period. It seems like they spent almost the whole period in the Dodge County zone. And the Dodge County girls blocked a lot of shots, so they're at least getting in the lanes and a lot of shots also hit. The Whitehawks hit their own players too. So I don't know what the total shot attempts are for the Whitehawks, but 23 of them made it through to Sky Hughes, at least on the scoreboard. Only 10 for the Wildcats, but it's still 2-2 where it counts.
True.
They don't ask how many, right?
True. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and for Dodge County in their one win over New Prague, it was 5-2. And if I remember correctly, that started out with, let's see, we got a goal from Kayla Schubert. That was a shorthanded goal. 2 from Fagerlin, Natalie Ahern, and then McKenna Fieriksen were the other scorers. If I remember correctly, that was 2-2, though, at the end of the second period, and then 3 goals happened to come for Dodge County in the third period. So
yeah, in that game,
here we are again.
The Wildcats that traded goals with New Ulm, they each scored one in the first, and they each scored one in the second. And then the Wildcats just poured it on in the third period, and I think they had ended up with something like 19 shots on goal in the third period to really kind of run away with it, including that shorthanded goal. So hopefully that's maybe a sign of things to come. Maybe they're a third period team this year. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's only their second game, so there's really no way to tell how a season's going to turn out. But the Wildcats did get caught on a couple of bad changes. One led to a 2-on-0 attempt for the for the Whitehawks, which fortunately they made. I think they could have made one more pass, but I think they got in a little too deep, and they made a pass, and there was nowhere else for them to go, and so they just shot it, and it went right into the chest of Hughes. So she did a good job. She stayed square to the shooter both times, and fortunately they didn't make her work real hard to make that save, but it was still a nice save. So
yeah, I agree that I think they should have passed when they came across the blue line. It was I believe it was Leonard who held onto the puck, and instead of passing it off to the far side and then giving it back on the near side, they got halfway into the zone before a pass came, and that's when Sky Hughes was like, well, I can set up now because you got nowhere else to go. All your momentum is flowing towards me, so I'm just going to stay here and park it, and that's exactly what happened. The shot came right to her, and she was able to deflect, and finally some of the Dodge County Wildcats were able to come in and play some more D and get that puck at least away from Sky. And you got to give the sophomore goaltender a lot of credit. She's seen a ton of shots come at her, some deflections, and she's held tight and given up just the 2 goals on those 23 shots on goal for the Whitehawks. And
the best part of that save on that 2-0 was no rebound.
Right.
She was able to control it and drop it down in front of her and plop on it, so there was no rebound attempt. And that really kind of shut it down. So
right, because if that ball bounces free and comes back out, we're probably talking 3-1 at that point.
Yeah,
because they really were controlling everything. Was Mountain Westonka. They beat New Ulm for their first game of the season, 5-1. That was on November 7th, and then they beat Woodbury 4-1. They actually are on the road tomorrow and play Northfield. Then they're on the road again to South St. Paul. So 4 out of the first 5 games for Mountain Westonka away from their home facility. So a lot of road games for them on the bus. I believe they had the nice charter bus here, though, tonight. So I think that was theirs. And then for Dodge County, they're at home again on Tuesday against North St. Paul Tartan. And then after that, they'll go on the road for 3 straight there at Lakeville South, at Hastings, and at Owatonna. And so they'll take a little break. They have nothing scheduled between the 30th and the 6th. And so that'll be when 6th of December will be the next time that we have them, following Tuesday night against North St. Paul Tartan.
And yeah, that's one thing about being independents. You can schedule pretty much whoever you want, and Coach Gunderson does he really tries to schedule as hard of a schedule as he can get. And he talked a little bit about that in the interview that you had with him, and it really is a tough schedule that they play for the most part. And I mean, they go up to War Road usually every year. It looks like War Road comes down here this year.
Right, that's on a Saturday.
Yeah, so they play some really good teams in some of the more hockey, I say the hockey powerhouses in some of the other sections, and they usually hold their own. So
when we talk all the time about, and I did during soccer, and of course during volleyball, it's always about the Hiawatha Valley. And yeah, as you're saying, they're independent, so they can just kind of schedule whoever they want. And of course, everybody's always looking for games too. I'm sure that Mount Westonka, even though they're in a conference, it's not like they just want to play their conference opponents week in and week out. They're trying to get the best schedule that they could possibly have as well.
Yeah, it's hard to fill a schedule with 25 games if you have a small
right. They're in a
conference
with eight teams. That's
yeah.
it. So they have a lot of open spots. I didn't look to see if they play each team twice. So that part I didn't notice with Mountain Westonka, but yeah. Whereas for Dodge County, they're just kind of we'll play this team and that team and throughout the whole entire season. So.
Yep. We forgot to mention at the beginning of the broadcast who the head coaches were, so I think we can do that right now. The head coaches for the Mound Westonka Whitehawks, they have co-head coaches, Claire Goldsmith and Bob Kuhl, and they only had one assistant coach listed as Jim Kurtz. They had more people over there, but only had one listed on the website that I could find.
Yeah, same. I didn't have anything else for assistants, and you did more work than I do because I usually don't even mention the assistant coaches. I usually just write down the head coach with Jeremy Gunderson for Dodge County. He's got quite a few assistants, so I know that. You were talking about Coach Schubert earlier with Jeremy Schubert.
The Schuberts, they are heavily involved in the program. So Jeremy Schubert is assistant coach. Jeff Bolin, he's the head coach for the JV team,
okay,
and also an assistant coach for the varsity. Joe Wieners and Tim Fagerland are also listed as assistant coaches for Dodge County. They didn't have any team managers or statisticians listed that I could find right now. I know they've got some that help her out, but they didn't have them listed, so I don't know who that is this season yet. And I don't know who the referees are tonight either.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
They don't list that anywhere.
No, they don't.
Brock knows that, but
yeah, he had been the only one that knew that coming in here tonight. These two teams did not play last year. That's one thing that I usually do go back and look is history between the two teams. Didn't play last year, playing this year.
Yeah, the independent schedule that they do, they play Dodge County plays War Road every year, and usually they'll play like Benilde St. Margaret's.
They're on the schedule again.
But and then there's a couple of other schools they play every year, but it's not like they're playing Century or Mayo or anything every year anymore, And so it's nice to get to see some of these other schools that come to town.
Well, and for their section, they will see several of those teams that you're mentioning.
Right,
I mean, their section has Century, Mayo, Lakeville North, Lakeville South, Owatonna, and Farmington. And out of that, they play Lakeville South, Owatonna, and I think that's it out of their entire section. So it's not as though they're going to see those teams throughout the season, which is kind of surprising because you look at like football, that's who you're almost always playing as your section opponents anyway, getting a rematch somewhere later in the season.
And, of course, the arch nemesis of everyone down in southeastern Minnesota hockey is Lakeville North and Lakeville South. I think they've knocked Dodge County out of the playoffs like the last 6 years in a row, maybe something like that. It's it's tough to get through those. I know that there was some talk about moving Dodge County girls from AA to single A. That was ultimately unsuccessful, so they stayed in AA because of the success that they've been able to have. The boys, however, this year have moved from AA to single A.
Okay.
So the boys hockey is playing in a different section now. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that when they get to the section. I know the boys program has had a new coach last year, Nick Warden, and he's done a great job with the boys. He was an assistant coach before that, and the boys really like him and respond to him. And so they started off slow last year and came on a little stronger as the year went along, which was that's what you want to see. You want to see teams come together and improvement. You know, it's not always about, you know, not every time you're going to get the state or whatever. It's about growing as an individual and growing as a team, and they've certainly done that. So I'm excited to see what the boys are going to put together this year for a schedule.
Yeah, it's a lot like building a program from the beginning, and you have to work from middle school, junior high, up to high school level. I look at that as you're talking about that. Boys soccer was a brand new head coach this year, and you try to start to incorporate those things that you want to see out of the program and out of your kids, and you kind of see how they respond. I thought throughout the season maybe the soccer boys didn't get as many wins as they wanted, but they certainly played hard from start to finish on every match that I saw. So that's one thing that I've always said around here is you're going to see great effort, that's for sure.
All right, we are back underway here in the third period, tied 2 apiece. See if the Wildcats can take some of that excitement from that shorthanded goal and turn that into some action. Here comes the Whitehawks. Wendorf carries it in, dumps it down behind Hughes. Puck comes out front. That's snagged there by Tree. She gets it up to Kayla Schubert. She can't get it past the blue line, though. Now the puck's gathered up by Anna Braun. She can't get it past the blue line either. Piaski, she gathers it up. Headman pass up to Nickham. She's got a lane. Tries to cut into the middle. Just loses the handle. Tried to get to her backhand. Puck goes into the far corner.
Fagerlund got a touch on that too.
4 players scrum now behind the net. Fagerlund, she's able to dig that out. Tries to get it up and passes behind Detterman. She can't catch up to it. Now the ref gets in the way. And now we got looks like a delayed offside here, so the Wildcats going to be able to get it out. Detterman now skates it up into the far side. Tries to get in on her backhand. That's gummed up by the defense. Now we got players trying to gather up the puck, and Leonard comes away with it for the Whitehawks. Leonard still on it. She gets shouldered by Courteau, and we're going to get a penalty here. Looks like we're going to get a hold. Is that going on Courteau? Must be.
Yeah. Have to be. Be her second penalty of the evening, and it comes with 15-28.
That's not the start they wanted. The Courteau's going to head to the bench here, or head to the box for holding. And the Wildcats are going to go on the penalty kill. The score tied at 2, 15-28 to go here in the third period.
They're just sucking them in for another shorthanded goal, Steve. That's what they're doing.
Out to the point for Piaski. Across to Leonard. That one's into the shin pads of Schubert. She fires it, but it's tipped by one of the Whitehawks into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage in play. And since it was tipped by one of the Whitehawks, the faceoff will come out. That's a nice break for the Wildcats. Malia Schubert in to take the face-off. Nickham gathers it in, heads it in, tries to set up shop now into the Wildcat zone. Out to the point for Piaski. Piaski across to Nickham back. It was a try to bang play there, but it was off the heel of Nickham's stick. Leonard has it now. Back behind the net to Peterson. Schubert gathers it in. Her clearing attempt is partially blocked. Now the puck is still in. There's a shot from Peterson right into the glove of Hughes. She'll hold on. 1:15 to go in the penalty to Courteau.
I actually think when that cross pass from Nickham went to Leonard over on the glove side of Hughes, I thought Leonard should have been the one to shoot that because Hughes was sliding over late. There was an opening.
A lot of times they have set plays for for these situations, and I think they were trying to get that here. Now Piaski has it now behind her net. Reverses nicely, gets it up to Nickham. Nickham gets it up to Peterson. Peterson now with a head of steam in the right side. Pulls up. Gets it up to Leonard at the point. Leonard back down to Peterson. Back to Leonard. Shot! That one's off through a couple of legs. I don't know if that ever made it through to Hughes or not. It just kind of bounced around in there, but she's able to fall on it. and stop it with 44 seconds left on the kill.
That went through about 3 girls in front of the net. I don't even know how Hughes found that.
That
puck.
pinballed off a bunch of shin pads, and I don't know if it actually ever hit her or if it just died in front of her. We lost sight of it. Face off won by Schubert. Gets it over to Kayla Schubert now. She'll send it off the glass. Takes a fortunate bounce off one of the stanchions, and it does get out. Wendorf now brings it back in. Her backhand pass attempt gets cut off, and she's hauls down Schubert. No call. Oh, now we are going to get a penalty call. Looks like this one's going to go against Whitehawks, and will be 4 aside here for 22 seconds as one of the Whitehawks players grabbed a hold of Malia Schubert's arm and pulled her down. Now we're going to have a lot of open ice out here for 21 seconds.
They called it on Emily Wendorf, the freshman defender.
So Wendorf with the call for, I'm going to guess that's going to be holding. I didn't see the motion from the referee.
I missed it too, Steve.
Face off to the left of Nelson, who's still in goal for the Whitehawks. Schubert wins it back to the point. Fagerlund steps around one, takes a snapshot. Nice save by Nelson through traffic. There's another shot that goes off the post by Schubert. Fagerlund now behind the net. Couple players fall down there. Puck comes out to the point for Fagerlund. Fagerlund, snapshot off of a body and up and over the net. Schubert's able to hold it in. Trehe off the bench on a change. Couldn't get to that puck. Nickham's going to send this one down.
Penalty is over for Courteau, so Dodge County is at full strength.
Dodge County on the power play now for 1:20. See if they can get some pressure here of their own. Schubert now gets into the zone all on her own. Centering pass that was a little bit too far for Ahern. That allows the Whitehawks to get it out. Sky sends it up the tree. He gets center ice. She can't hold on to it. Now Nickham is in all alone. She's got 4 white jerseys around her. But she's killing some time. Now we've got Schubert now. Sends it across the ice to Courteau. She can't handle the pass, and that's sent right back to Kayla Schubert. Schubert fans on her first pass, but she makes a nice recovery to get it back. As Nickham was all in her, or excuse me, that wasn't Nickham, that was Piaski, was all in her court. Wildcats unable to get anything set up here on the power play. As the Whitehawks will clear this all the way down. Sky out to play it. Sends a nice saucer pass out to center ice, but it misses her target. Wildcats, Fagerlund gets it. Passes it back to Malia Schubert.
Only 30 seconds left.
Gets it over to Detterman. Detterman now tries to break up ice. She's checked from behind nicely.
And the penalty kill over with.
Both teams back to full strength. 2-2 is our score. 11:37 to go in the game. Leonard now with it. She gets stick checked at the blue line. Wildcats get it. Break it out. Poke check to the blue line. Now we got players scrumming in front of the penalty boxes. Comes over to Piaski. Piaski up the right-hand side, cuts to the middle. Trying to get a shot. There she gets a strong shot off. That's blockered aside by Hughes up into the netting. It's a nice cut into the middle by Piaski. I guess that I should be saying that's Brooke Piaski. There's 2 of them. The other is Greta. There's a shot that goes weakly by Hughes into the corner. Whitehawks do get it out front, but it's sticked aside by Courteau. Courteau now gets it up the middle.
Oh, man.
Wildcats just barely able to get it out. Schubert trying to protect the puck, spun around. Can't do much with it. Wildcats can't get much going beyond center ice here. Zeitler now has it. Her pass is intercepted by Nickham. Oh, Brooke Piaski has it. cuts into the middle, but it's cut off by the Wildcats and sticked out for Frierksen. Frierksen, she gets tripped down. We got a offside now. He doesn't realize that it's offside. We're going to get a whistle here. This will be an intentional offside.
Yeah, just no offense for Dodge County.
Well, neither team really able to, after those
true.
penalties are over, neither team has really been able to manage to set up much of anything. It's been a lot of plays between the blue lines.
That's true.
And I think each team's playing a little bit more careful here with the 2-all tie. Wildcats here send it down deep behind Nelson in the White Hawk zone. Frierksen gets it behind the net. Loses the puck, sends it out front. It's on a skate. No one sees it. Backhand shot. Went off a skate. There's a backhand centering attempt. That doesn't get through. Fagerlund now tries to keep it in. She does briefly. Wendorf comes out with it now. Wendorf banks it off the boards and down in deep. Frierksen and Wendorf battle. Puck comes out to the point. Leonard nicely around two players. Still into the corner. Now we've got Detterman. Detterman has it poke checked away, but it's out of the zone. And now the play is back into the White Hawk zone. Brustad turning, stops behind her goaltender Nelson, spins around one check, comes out to the near side. Puck just gets out of the zone, but it's sent back in for Wildcats. Now we got a delayed offside. Well, the Wildcats clear the zone, but it allows the White Hawks to get out. Leonard sends it back to the point for a shot. That was a twisting shot there by number 15 Peterson. That one was like a curling shot. It curled into the air. Puck comes out to the point, kept in nicely. Here's a shot from the point into the skates of Schubert. She kicks it down. This one is going to go all the way down, far enough for icing. And we'll get another face-off in the Wildcat zone. Now the White Hawks are starting to put a little bit more pressure on. Shots on goal 26-12 in favor of the White Hawks. Our score is 2-all, though, more importantly. 8:33 left to go in the third period. Peterson and Braun in on the face-off. Puck comes out to the point for a shot into the glove of Hughes. She'll hold on for another face-off to her left. Taylor Leonard there with the shot from the point. And we'll do it again. This time the face-off is kicked out of the zone. Got two Wildcats in on the forecheck. They're not able to do anything with it. One player is caught way deep in the zone. And gonna have to regroup now. We've got Nickham doing a little all alone on the right-hand side. She shoots. Blockered aside by Hughes into the corner. Schubert now gets it. Backhands it over to her sister, Schubert. Now it comes out to center ice where Leonard gathers it for the White Hawks. Touch pass didn't quite work out there for the White Hawks. Now Kayla Schubert gathers it there. Kayla Schubert now. Turning, twisting. She's got two players on her, looking for her teammates to help her out. Tree comes back, gives her a passing option. Now they get it out of the zone. Here comes Detterman now. Detterman sends it down deep. She'll head off on a change. Wildcats with a little bit of pressure now. Keep it in. Detterman now sends a shot on goal. That one kicked aside by Nelson. She hasn't seen a whole lot of action since the first period. Nickham backhands it. Back to Cornea. Cornea loses it, but her teammate there, Piaski's there to pick her up. Nickham gets it back now. Knocked off her stick. Wildcats pick it up there. Fagerlund sends it over to Anderson. Anderson now fans on the dump-in attempt. And the puck bounces around at the Wildcat blue line. And this puck's going to go all the way down here on goal, so no icing. Tree in on the forecheck.
And Tree
Piaski now.
She wanted that puck, Steve. Sorry, step on you.
Piaski carries it all the way in. Dumps it deep for the White Hawks. 4 players battle for it into the near corner. Comes out to Schubert. Schubert reverses it. Gets it over to Ahern. Ahern can't get it out. Schubert going to try the other side now. Trehe. That puck just gets out as both players couldn't get to it. Now the Whitehawks look to send it back in. Courteau has it hop over her stick. She backhands it across to Kayla Schubert. Schubert chips it out to center ice. Fortunately, that hit the referee, or that would have been down deep again. Leonard now with it. Sends it over to the other Leonard. Wildcats could have a break here. We've got Detterman in. She can't quite get to it. Gets a weak shot away, but it's still a shot on goal. Here comes Frierksen now. She sends one that's wide. Leonard now, one-on-one with Frierksen. Tries a backhand pass that's nicely knocked aside by Frierksen, and the Wildcats are going to get this one out. And they'll head for a change. Brooke Piaski now. Tries to bank pass. It gets by everybody. This is going to go all the way down for an icing call, and we'll have a stoppage in play.
Which means that face-off will come down back in the Mount Westonka
a little bit
area.
more wide open there for a couple of shifts as both teams kind of had a few chances there. Detterman with a nice, well, she was able to get a shot away, which was nice because both her and the Whitehawk player got there at the same time. But
I'd like to see Detterman be a little bit more aggressive. I watched her play girls soccer throughout the fall season, and I thought she was one of the most aggressive girls I saw out on the soccer field. I thought for sure that'd translate to hockey. Gunderson said, well, we'd like to see her a little more aggressive.
Ahern now behind the Whitehawk net. Sends it over to Kayla Schubert. Kayla Schubert dumps it down deep. Malia Schubert now fighting with 3 Whitehawk players. Gets it down deep to Tree. Tree over to an empty side where Nickum, she sends it over to Wendorf. Wendorf reverses course. Gets it back to Nickum. She tries to chip it out. Doesn't go out, though. That's kept in by Schubert. Tree now all alone in the fork check. That puck wasn't able to be handled by the Whitehawks, and that allows the Wildcats to get a hold of it. Here comes Frierksen now. Tries to bank it to herself. She can't quite catch up to it. And now there will be a battle behind the net. 2 Wildcats and 2 Whitehawks. Puck comes out to the point. There's a shot that's blocked aside by the defense. Comes into the corner. Leonard has it there. That'll be backhanded into the zone by Nickum. And now Fagerlund will gather it in there. Makes one move around. Nice move. She's got a little open ice to work with. Fagerlund now works into the middle of the ice. Tries to cut wide. Nice poke check there by Leonard. Leonard now has the puck. Bounces it to her partner behind the net. That was Wendorf. Wendorf gets it out. Back to Leonard. Schubert now takes it away. She'll reverse course. Gets it to Courteau. Courteau tries to get it up the boards, but it's read by the Whitehawks defense and kept in. Schubert gets another chance. Throws this one up the boards. Courteau can't get to it. Still kept in the zone. Nickum with a nice keep. That's off a skate and wide of the net. There's a centering attempt that's off a few skates, but Trehe was right there to clean up the mess, but the Whitehawks keep it in. There's another blind throw along the boards for the Wildcats. There's a shot that's off the stick and over the net for Sky Hughes. That shot seemed to surprise her a little bit. There's another ascending attempt that's blocked. Wildcats caught in their own zone again. Here comes Malia Schubert. She's going to take the icing. Oh, she was going to try and take the icing, but that was tipped by a Whitehawks player. Now we'll have a 4-player scrum in the corner again. Wildcats just can't get anything established in the offensive zone right now. Here come the Whitehawks on the attack. Pass was too far for Nickum, but she's going to get in. Battle with Fagerlund. They hold each other against the boards, waiting for the puck to come loose. Whitehawks dig it out. Try to get it out front. There's a backhand attempt that's off of a few bodies. Still bouncing around. Hughes is able to stop in front of it. Now Hughes is after somebody.
I think she was after the puck.
I didn't see the.
Yeah,
I thought somebody stuck her. Something looked like she was after her, but
no. Pulaski had the puck, and it ended up rolling all the way away from her. And Pulaski had it over on the far side. So, yeah, wow, that was a huge scrum in front of the net. How anyone could know where that puck was, I have no idea.
We're down to 1:59 left in the third period, tied 2-all. Shots on goal 31-14 in favor of Mound Westonka. Wildcats being thoroughly outplayed here for most of the game. There's a shot from the point that gets through to Hughes, and she'll make the easy stop. Will take another face-off to her right.
No scoring in the third period. Had one goal for Dodge County in the first period, then back-to-back early goals for the Whitehawks.
Another shot from the point. Pulaski gets through. That one's saved by Hughes again. She wasn't able to control this one, so the puck is still loose. Trehe gathers it on the half wall. She loses it. Now Courteau tries to reverse. Puck now just barely gets across the line. The Whitehawks will have to regroup. They bring it right back in and shoot it deep off the stick of Davis. Malia Schubert has it there now. She reverses to Kayla. Kayla gets it up the wall to Frierksen. Frierksen up out of the zone, but Pulaski has it there. And she gets it over to Peterson. Peterson crosses the line. She's got some room. She takes a wrist shot in and out of the glove of Hughes. And the Wildcats are hoping to get something going here. And they finally get it across the red line, but that errant pass goes into the far corner. And Wendorf will gather it in there. Wendorf goes down, and we're going to have a penalty here against the Wildcats. As soon as the Wildcats touch, we're going to get a call. And a cross-check. Wow, I didn't see that in that play, but we got a cross-checking call against the Wildcats, and they're going to go on their third penalty kill of the night.
Who was that on?
Call on Anna Braun for cross-checking at 1:07.
Yeah.
The third period.
So the
So.
duration of regulation will be shorthanded for Dodge County.
I guess they want to try and make it interesting, I suppose. So we got Malia and Kayla Schubert, Frierksen, and looks like Fagerland in on the penalty kill. That one shot up and into the netting, though.
Yep.
A little bit too much loft on that one for Fagerland into the net. We'll get a stoppage and play. At least that's not a penalty in at this level. In the NHL, that would be a penalty for delay of game.
Right,
so
yeah,
then
that's true.
they'd be down 2 players, but no harm, no foul on this one.
Oh,
Puck comes in on Hughes, kicks it aside, comes out to the point. Pulaski, she shoots. That went off a leg and wide. Whitehawks get it back. Nickum to the point for Pulaski. Got Leonard on her right. Pulaski over to Nickum. Snapshot saved by Hughes. Bounces around. Puck is kept in though. Clearing. There's another shot by Pulaski into the midsection of Schubert. She can't get it out. Whitehawks gather it in. Up to the wall with Leonard. Leonard turns. Oh, there's a nice stick by Schubert to kind of knock that away from Pulaski. Nickum gets it across. Over to Leonard. Back to Pulaski again. Stick down in front. Still not out by the Wildcats.
only 10 seconds left.
Leonard takes a shot that's well wide of the net. That one's going to go through, but it's not going to be enough to get out. Pulaski races over to save it in the net. Up to Nickum. Nickum shoots. Tipped, but no doing. That's the end of regulation. Still tied at 2. The Wildcats have 53 seconds of penalty kill time left.
Well, Fagerland got in front of that last shot right before the buzzer sound for Dodge County. And their penalty kill, it put to the test right there for the final minute and 7 seconds.
So to overtime we go. Tied at 2. Mound Westonka Whitehawks and the Dodge County Wildcats here in Casson, Minnesota, the bustling community.
Only the second game, too, for Dodge County. There's a 3-minute break then.
Man on the microphone tonight is John Detterman. He's the father of Detterman on the ice. He's had a couple of kids come through the program. His son Matthew played for the boys, and now he's off at college. And John does a really nice job calling the games on over there.
On the PA.
He has a lot of fun with it. That's good. You can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a lot of good parents that are part of programs and volunteering their time, dedicating it to not just their own kid, but
you can't make any of these things work anymore without, heavy parent involvement at any of these things, especially when you get to something like hockey, because it's so travel heavy and it's expensive, and it's just you got parents running the concession stands and running the scoreboards and doing all the other stuff, and it's just there's no other way to do it, and most communities are fortunate, but I think we're extra fortunate in the Cass and Vanderbilt community to have such great involvement, not only from parents, but from local businesses. I mean, we got sponsors for this type of stuff, and they donate regularly to our FCCLA organization or the robotics club, anything that's going on. And it's really great to be a part of such a community that understands what it takes to, it takes a village to raise these kids.
True.
So.
I want to see the robotics team bring their T-shirt gun back and put it on the ice. If they could shoot it up and over, it'd get up and over the net.
Fun, yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. Might put some holes in that insulation in there.
That's true. If you haven't seen that,
every once in a while you'll see a puck go up into that insulation and it doesn't come down because it busts right through that. It's like a foil, and
that's true.
It just disappears.
The robotics team, if you haven't seen that, they'll probably have it at a couple basketball games and whatnot. You'll see it then, the T-shirt gun that they've created. It's quite the thing. I was super impressed the night I got to see that for volleyball.
Yeah, that's one thing that when they go to their competitions, a lot of the competitions are broadcast. I don't know if it's the State High School League or whoever does it, but you can watch some of those competitions, and it's just utter chaos seeing these robots all together in this arena doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it's exciting. It's a lot of fun. You see the kids, they're all dressed up, and they got their themes and the names for their teams and the robots. It's a good time.
Heck yeah. We're having a good time here. We get extra hockey. We'll bring it to you for free.
Tonight, folks. 8-minute overtime unless someone scores. Sudden death. The White Hawks on the power play for another 47 seconds.
I want to thank Bigelow Homes for being our major sponsor, too, for all winter activities here on KM Activities. And also the KM School District.
Katie Fleer for the White Hawks dumps this one deep. Fagerlund gets it there, tries to get it out, but it's partially blocked over to Leonard. Leonard over to Piaski at the point. She takes a slap shot off the shin pads of Schubert and into the corner. Nickham comes away from the half wall, tries to send it across. A nice stick there by Frierksen. She gets in that lane. Frierksen partially blocks another one, allows Schubert to clear it, and we'll get some players changing. Another thing to note here is in this extra period is the long change again as the teams switch sides. So here come the White Hawks. Nickham up to Leonard. Leonard on the right-hand side. Pulls up on the half wall. Looks over her options. Hands it off to Peterson. Peterson spins away from a check. Full strength now for the Wildcats. Next goal wins it. 4 players behind the Wildcat net. Whitehawks come away with it with Leonard. Leonard over to Peterson. Peterson centers it, but no one home. Wildcats able to get it out. Whitehawks turn it around right again. Peterson takes a shot that trickles in on goal. Hughes will cover it up and take a face-off to her left.
Did not have a lot of velocity on that last shot for Mount Westonka.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a weak shot. It kind of came off the toe of her stick, and it also hit something. I don't know if it hit a stick or a skate or something on the way in. So now we have a face-off to Hughes right, I guess, and we're going to have Hargreaves and Malia Schubert in on this one. Schubert wins. That one's shot. Look out.
Holy
That clearing
cow,
attempt
yeah.
by Kayla Schubert went into the Whitehawks bench.
Wow.
Had a lot of velocity on it, too. That's why you see the players that are injured have to wear helmets on the bench.
Yeah.
Coaches don't. They're adults, I guess. But
Are you saying their brains
there's a
don't
centering
matter?
attempt just off the stick of Hughes. Or excuse me, that was off the stick of Peterson for the Whitehawks, and that one's cleared now out. Whitehawks will chase it down. Taylor Leonard gets it there, spins, reverses course, gets it to Cornea. Cornea now, she gets gummed up by Schubert. Schubert gets it to Detterman, out to the point for Frierksen. That one's off the shin pad. Now there'll be a foot race between Kayla Schubert and Davis. Schubert wins. Now she's got a head of steam. One person to beat. She shoots. That one's off the tip of the glove. Had a lot on that one. She couldn't quite find. There's a slap shot from Malia Schubert off of a shin pad. Now Nickum gets it out of the zone. Wildcats take a slap shot from center ice. Not a bad idea when you're looking for a change. Trehe now gets knocked down. Here comes a headman pass that was nicely cut off there by Emily Anderson. Nickum now with a shot. Saved by Hughes. She didn't know where it was. It laid down there shortly, but her teammates picked her up and got it away into the corner. Emily Anderson now.
You said it right, Steve. She did not see that puck. It bounced to her right on stick side, and she did not see it.
There's a battle behind the net now. Puck comes free to Nickum. Centering pass right on. Saved by Hughes. Another centering pass. That one's cut off by Hughes. Another shot. There's a tip that went all the way through the crease to the other side. Whitehawks really putting on a ton of pressure right now. Wildcats just doing a lot of standing around. They're not getting to the pucks at all. They're losing every race to the puck. And the Wildcat net comes off its mooring again, fortunately, to get a stoppage in play and get a line change. So now the Wildcats are getting some, well, I'm not going to say they're fresh legs, but they're going to get their top line back out with Malia and Kayla Schubert. Got Frierksen or Fagerlund on defense. Frierksen on defense. And it looks like Detterman is out there as well. There's a shot from the point. That one goes wide. Another shot right into Hughes as she was right in position. That puck is bouncing around and no whistle yet. Now we get a whistle. The referee lost sight of that, and Hughes standing tall. 4:22 to go here in overtime. Tied at 2. Shots now 41-16 in favor of the Whitehawks. Face-off control by the Whitehawks. There's a shot that trickles in again on Hughes, and she'll hold on. She takes a slap on the wrist from Greta Piaski.
I would say Dodge County's best chance so far in this overtime was the Kayla Schubert free run that she had. I mean, she had a great shot, and it was really one-on-one open to it was glove side that she went to. I just ended up going a little high and wide.
Face off to the left of Hughes, won by Schubert. That one's backhanded in on goal again, and Hughes is going to cover it up, but that was a quick whistle by the referees.
Yeah, she didn't even have it.
They must have lost sight of that, and the net comes off again, but that wasn't why they blew the play dead. But
right, they thought Hughes had it, and in fact, it trickled behind her.
Malia Schubert now wins the puck back. Fagerlund gets it out, bounces down. This one's going to go all the way down into the corner. Brooke Piaski gets it there. She's having a little trouble with Frierksen. Frierksen was fortunate not to have a trip called on her there. Nickum tries to make a move on Emily Anderson, and she cuts her off nicely. Schubert now pass behind Trehe. That allows Nickum to keep it in. Schubert gets it back. She sends a pass off a shin pad and into the corner. Anderson. She gets checked by 2 players. Peterson comes away with that centering pass that goes right through, and Doesn't connect with anybody. Whitehawks now look to get it back in. Piaski, Brook sends a shot that's kicked aside. There's a centering attempt. It's in front, and Hughes falls on it, and then Nickham falls on top of her. We got a dog pile in the crease, and a couple of players pushing and shoving. That was Caitlin Courteau and Sydney Leonard were tangled up a little bit, pushing and shoving.
They've been dance partners for quite a long time, Steve. I think they've seen each other quite frequently on the defensive side for Dodge County.
Tensions are definitely getting high in this overtime period. 3:20 left to go in the overtime. Face off now to the left of Hughes. Still there, off the face off. There's a shot off the shoulder of Hughes. That stung her a little bit, but she made the save. Now we've got a stoppage of play.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that net off again?
Yes.
I don't know what is going on with that net. So we'll have another face-off. I don't know last time. I don't remember the last time that Nelson ever saw anything. I wonder if she's getting cold down there.
Would have been the Schubert shot. That was it, and that's been about 3 minutes ago at least. We're at 3:06. Started 8 minutes in overtime.
So Malia Schubert in on the face-off. This one with Greta Piaski. Once the referees decide we're all ready to go, and they finally drop the puck. Comes out to the point. There's a slap shot off of a stick. Frierksen gets it there, off the glass and down. This is probably going to go down for an icing, and it does. And the Wildcats, again, they can't get out of their own zone at all. If it weren't for the net coming off the mooring a few times in these icings, they. But Sky Hughes is standing tall, keeping them in this game. 44-16 shots on goal now in favor of the Whitehawks.
Yeah, and you got to remember that Hughes is only a sophomore, and she's had a ton of shots sent her way tonight.
Play now continues. Puck shot in, offsides for the Wildcats. Leonard has it now for the Whitehawks. Headman pass to Nickham. She can't control it. That puck will go off the boards. Not out, though. Schubert gets a second chance at it and does get it across the blue line. Nickham back to the defense. Wendorf sends it down deep. And Fagerland tries to wrap it around. Can't get it out again. There's Leonard now with a shot. Saved by Hughes. Another centering attempt off the back of the net. There's the centering attempt that's out there. Off of a couple of skates. It's still bouncing around. Just gets out of the blue line. Cornea has it there for the Whitehawks. Cornea gets it up to Peterson. She dumps it down deep. Fagerland now has it there. She tries to wrap it around. Runs into some trouble with Leonard. Now Frierksen gets it out, but only as far as center ice. Here comes Peterson now for the Whitehawks. That backhanded right into the midsection of a Wildcat. Now here comes the Whitehawks again. There's a shot that's right off of the body of Fagerland and wide. There's a centering attempt, nobody home. We're going to end-to-end action, but we're not going to the right ends. We're going board to board inside the zone of the Wildcats. Wildcats look completely gassed right now. The Whitehawks have all kinds of energy.
They got a late skater too, Steve. Dodge County trying to switch. Actually 5-on-4 at the moment.
There's a shot that's going to go down on goal. Now Schubert's going to get it. She's got a chance to win it here in overtime. Shoots. That was off the side of the net there. She tried to. I don't think she realized she had that much time in open space.
Yeah, she could have really switched that back over to stick side of Nelson.
All right, Schubert's got it now with a head of steam.
Under a minute, Steve.
Schubert gains the line, gets around the referee, tries to cut in the middle, gets taken down. No call on the play. Now we got a headman pass. Leonard's got the game on her stick. Tries to make the move. She shoots and she scores with 27 seconds left. What an unfortunate bounce for the Wildcats as they got caught watching Schubert down deep. And that left Leonard all alone on the near side, and she walked in and went forehand, backhand, and pulled Leonard out of her crease and wins it in overtime, 3-2.
Tough break there because you had Schubert, one-on-one. And really, as you said, Steve, she had more time to gather herself and probably could have made the same move that, who had that goal? I'm sorry. Leonard? Yeah, Leonard. Schubert could have done exactly what Leonard did, which was, hang in there, go to the other side, and would have had a great chance to put something on goal and maybe end this the opposite way of 3-2. But what a gutty performance by both teams. You talk about Dodge County being shorthanded tonight, and they still end up fighting all the way to a 3-2 loss. But if you look at, there'll be a lot of statistics on this game posted at some point on the hub, and it'll look like Mound Westonka should have won about 8-2 as opposed to what it was, which was 3-2. So Wildcats, I know it's going to be a tough loss and a disappointing one for them and the fans that are walking out of here, but overall this was a great effort by the Wildcats tonight.
Yeah, you're right. It was absolutely a gutty performance by Sky Hughes. She 46 shots on goal, giving up 3, 1 in overtime there, and we mentioned at the front there's a lot of injuries for the Wildcats, so they're down a few players and some of their best players.
Right.
So get those players back. It's like getting a trade, I guess, later on in the season. So you could tell that in that third period that the Wildcats were just gassed. They couldn't win any races to the pucks, and that's why the Whitehawks were able to keep it in the zone for so long. Is you got to win a race to those pucks that are just kind of sitting there, those 50-50 board battles. They weren't able to get there. And that allows the Whitehawks to keep it in and put the pressure on and ultimately come away with their win tonight. So
yeah, and that's the other difference on how they couldn't get their defense back either. You're asking all those girls to switch back, get that momentum going from right to left. Unfortunately, as you said, came up short and couldn't quite get down there in front of Leonard to at least even make her lose the puck and not put one over towards Hughes. But yeah, good effort tonight. They fall. Dodge County will be now 1-1 on the season. Westonka, they up there, total to 3-0 on the 3-2 win. And Steve, this was a lot of fun. I'm very glad that you're with me all throughout the hockey season, or most of it. I know that you might miss a game or two with me, but appreciate you coming along for the ride, and great match to start the winter season here on KM Activities.
Well, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing it, and look forward to some better results later on in the season.
For sure. I'm with you on that. Thank you again to Bigelow Homes for being our major sponsor here on KM Activities. Your home for the Comets tonight as Dodge County falls to Mound Westonka 3-2. I'm Joel McCall, and thanks for tuning in.